Hey, what is up, guys? It's Gilty here, and welcome back to Dead by Daylight. How y'all doing today on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon? Hopefully y'all are doing well. I know I am. With that being said, we are jumping on in to some killer on the PTB. So we're gonna start off with some Trapper Boy here, and I want to see how Trapper feels base kit now that he can carry 2 traps. I'm actually kind of curious. So let's jump in, let's test out some Trapper base kit, and then we're going to try out some of his more interesting add-ons. But yo, what's up, Giraffe? What's up, Shadow? What's up, Hunter? And more. Hope you're having an amazing day. Been busy with college the past couple months, but I've missed y'all. We've missed you too, Shadow. We've missed you too. How's college been treating you? Hopefully you've been doing well. While we are talking, I don't know if you guys noticed, obviously yesterday, for those who are in stream, you saw me read out the lore for Michaela, as we are going to be playing against Michaela, and Michaela Reed. I had a thought when making that video. I'm going to do a readout of all of Dead by Daylight lore that currently exists, whether that be archives, whether that be, you know, killer lore, survivor lore, stuff like that. Gonna make it a bit more of a lore series that I think would be pretty cool because there isn't a lot of, like, full-on read-throughs. On top of which, I know you guys have mentioned that you guys like to, you know, listen to me speak, whether or not you're watching the game. I really enjoy some of the Destiny lore masters out there who basically do read-throughs of lore, craft their own theories, stuff like that. One of the things they do, though, sometimes is they do read-throughs and they have storyboarding or illustrations, sometimes animations, tied to their readout. What would you guys think of doing something for that? Basically, I'd probably work with an illustrator, and I would probably create a Patreon where every single dollar for the Patreon goes to the illustrator to create illustrations for a illustrated lore series of Dead by Daylight. To my knowledge, this has not been done yet. I haven't seen, I did some research yesterday when doing the lore video. There's been, like, people who recap, stuff like that. So, give it some thought. I want to get your thoughts. But we are on the Blood Lodge with the Trapper Boy. And we are using base kit Trapper Boy here. See what we can do. There's no reason for them to be inside this area because the door is closed. So we'll place a trap right here. And this corner sucks. Like, I really do wish that the trap spawns would be a little bit more localized than what they are currently. Hello, Michaela, how are you? Now, also, this is my first killer match during the PTB, so I'm kind of curious about what boom totems look like when killing. I is a wee bit curious. And man, Shadowstep actually pretty significant here because I could not see her scratch marks, so I had to physically look around there. Like, I did lose her for a second. So Shadowstep being pretty significant. And yo, Eye Surveillance, how you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Alright, let's break that. Make them think I'm going for that. Ooh, look at you. You know, got an injured survivor. Got one on a trap as well. Hello. Let's pick you up real quick. And put you up onto a hook. And we see scratch marks out here, so their boon totems isn't in that area. Going pretty well, high surveillance. Going pretty well. Got some food into me. Got to relax a bit. And now we're trying out some base kit trapper from the PTB. Feel like... I'm not sure if I hear... I was right. I did not hear a fire barrel. I was looking around for one. But it is a Michaela, who is actually eluding me a bit. And I think that's because of Shadowstep. I was not really high on Shadowstep, I'll be honest. But now that I'm playing against it, I am questioning it a little bit more. And there really is no reason not to run Shadowstep. Hold on. In conjunction with Circle of Healing, right? So maybe Shadowstep's actually pretty good. To be honest, and this is not bad-mouthing my editor whatsoever, Cam was really great at what they did, but they kind of fell off the face of the earth at some point, and so, I don't know, what's going on with that. I probably, as you guys may have noticed, I'm actually doing my own editing now. So I might restart that series at some point, and, you know, record more Subnautica. But for now, I'll probably just focus more into Dead by Daylight, as we discussed with the lore content, stuff like that. I mean, I'm hoping they're doing well. I know that they, like, moved prior to me losing contact with them, and I think they're doing fine. But yeah, it was a little bit odd. We were working on episode 2 of Subnautica and then kind of fell off the face of the earth. Alright. Hello! How are you? Were you just here to body block? Is that what you're doing? I mean, if so, good stuff. Okay, so Shadowstep and Circle of Healing's probably around here. Do you have enough distance? I don't think you do. Yeah, like I thought. Put this here. Why would you do that? I don't understand. There's no reason to step into the trap. I was pretty far away from that pallet too. All right, cool. Yeah, be my guest. I will more than gladly take the extra hook. Like, I'm thinking maybe they tried to throw the pallet, or, you know what? Ooh, I wonder if this person is on console. I wonder if their button layout for disarm and pallet is the same, and the game, for whatever reason, grabbed the disarm before. Also, I seriously think that getting rid of boon totems is not a good idea. I do think, based on what I'm seeing from boon totems more and more, that when a killer snuffs out a boon totem, it should also crush the totem itself. Because that way, it does grind out value from the survivors, where basically they eventually are not able to reapply boon totems again and again and again. So I will say that I do believe that's how it should work, and not that it reverts to a dull. Because you can get some insane amount of value off of, you know, just relighting a dull totem. You know, like we see here. And otherwise, I think that if it's, if they don't make it how that works, that the best thing to do if people are using boon totems is to simply not break them. It's kind of a waste of your time. Yo, what's up, Tweak? How you doing today, my friend? Yeah, it's true, but, like, you have to go out of your way to know where it's at, and those 2 seconds could be used elsewhere. So, I don't know. I just feel like cleansing the boon totems, for the most part, is kind of worthless. You know, we see here where we're just going to be in chase. Like, yeah, Shadowstep, as we've seen, is actually really, really strong. And so maybe Shadowstep is something to consider, because survivors are really able to maneuver without any fear of being seen, at least within 24 meters. Yeah, bounce landing, otherwise it's a bad idea. You do not. Smart play. You fault out? No. Oh, the Built to Last buff, so a lot of people are not high on it. I want to do a video and kill your friends. I want to show how busted Built to Last is. A lot of people are kind of high on Built to Last with medkits. I think medkits are not the thing to use with it. I think it's Commodia's toolbox, scraps, plus the... forget the other one, the wire spool. I think that together with Streetwise and Built to Last is kind of busted. So I think there's a lot to work with. So I know that I tried it out yesterday, but we weren't really able to show off the full extent of it because obviously we were running from killers, or we would where'd you go? Oh, you're up there. I see what happened. We need to be running from killers or another survivor to join us on a gen of Prove Thyself. So I think what I want to do is I want to do a Kill Your Friends video. Actually, let's do this. Why did Trapper make a noise when picking up his trap? Is that new? Or am I just never noticing that before? Are these new Trapper noises? Eruption better than Ruin? So, okay. So here's what's all about the Eruption versus Ruin debate. Ruin gives you more raw value. Point blank statement. You can't argue that fact. However, and this is a big ol' however, what I will say is that Eruption is more reliable than Ruin due to the fact that you, as a survivor in that moment, cannot cleanse Eruption. You, as a killer, can rely on it as long as you take the time to bop or kick the gens, which otherwise you're just not gonna have. She saw the trap. So, have I been using Eruption more? Yes. Do I think that you don't use Ruin on any killer going forward? No. Well, that's the biggest thing. I think as survivors become more and more aggressive with totems, especially now where there's boon totems, so they are incentivized to know where dulls are, or where totems are in general, I think that becomes significant because more people are going to be finding your totems early. I think that's where Ruin and Undying and Devour become less and less useful because of how survivors are going to be playing around those type of things going forward. So that's where that argument can be made that Ruin's going to be used less and less, right? I think that's the biggest thing to recognize. So, do I think Ruin has zero value? No, if you get a really good Ruin spawner able to protect it passively as you are approaching survivors, then you're in a great position. However, if survivors on top of that totem within the first 30 seconds and you have no time to interrupt, then you're not going to get any value. So there is quite a lot of give and take in that regard. Well, what you're talking about there of Deadlock, Frostboy, is very circumstantial. You can't always guarantee that's going to work that way. Also remember that passive regression, when a generator is blocked, stops entirely. Eruption will still take off at 6%, but in my opinion, the real benefit to Eruption is not just the 6%, but the 14 seconds of incapacitation that it also provides, where basically they're not able to work on that gen for that period of time. And as we have discussed before, for every 3 seconds, or sorry, every 4 seconds that they're not on a gen, the gen regresses by 1%. So that is actually a huge significant thing, to where they have to make a choice of, do I stick on the gen, knowing the killer now has information and regresses for give or take about 5% on top of the additional 6. So you're looking at about 11 full percent that the gen is going to regress by. So that is rather significant in that regard. Is it as good as what... Oh, you look at you. You actually have balanced landing on Michaela. That's pretty awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. But GG, well played to these survivors. Not bad at all. It actually has a decent build. Windows of Opportunity, Balanced Landing, Shadowstep, and Circle of Healing. To give another shout out to Christy would be much appreciated. And yes, we are going to try out some add-ons. I want to do one of just base kit. Will I say that having 2 traps was nice? Yes. I could kind of put one down, forget about it, pick another one up. And I think always having 1 trap in hand is a huge improvement. We talked about that before, how we always like to have 1 in hand for a chase, just in case. For a down where we block off a pallet. So I think that is pretty significant in that regard. Let's drop a follow and a GG well played. Huh, interesting. Can't use emotes. GG well played. Always here to support other DDD streamers. Hope that you have a great night / stream.
I literally, like, right before...
Thank you kindly.
As I was getting hooked my second time, I was like, this guy's gonna get a 4K and have no gen.
They seem really nice.
The floor with us.
They seem really nice. If you guys haven't already, please do make sure to stop on by, say hi. As I always say, you know, always support other Dead by Daylight streamers. It does go a long way.
Equally as amazing as ours did.
Thank you, thank you. Alright, well let's... I always love to pull up the VOD later and watch that after I finish streaming. Alright. What else is there besides Deathslinger's Heartbeat Change, Nurse's 3 Blinks, and Trapper Bag? There's a lot. If you guys haven't already, I highly recommend putting an exclamation point patch notes, because there is a lot of things. Alright, sounds good, Giraffe. Thank you as always. Say hi to your mom for us. And I hope you feel better soon. I hope you recover quickly. Alright, but let's try out some of these changed add-ons. So, let's see here. Oily Coil is actually not a bad info perk now. When resetting a bear trap, reveal the aura of the most recent survivor that disarmed it within 5 seconds. That could be kind of interesting in the instance that we use something like... Wait. Oily Coil. Do I have Bloody Coil? Do I have any Bloody Coils here? Or did it take out Bloody Coil? They may have taken out Bloody Coil. No, there's Bloody Coil. So, Bloody Coil's still there. You could do that theoretically. Wouldn't be a half bad idea. So what add-ons interest me? Yo, what's up, Melkor? How you doing today? What happens to channel points rewards? Right now, because I'm testing out things, Tweak, we don't have any channel points rewards. I prefer to be able to kind of take things at my own pace and do things the way I want to, because a lot of the stuff that we're doing here is going to go into videos, as we saw with yesterday with 30 minutes of the new Survivor, Michaela Reed. That was streamed on Twitch. So want to kind of take our time, record things that I can use in videos, stuff like that, especially with the PTB, with a lot of changes happening. Whereas if I allow you guys to spin the wheel, choose my perks, stuff like that, it kind of takes longer. So we're back to our regularly scheduled programming once we're done with the PTB. Let's see. One add-on I really do like is Trapper Sack. I feel like if we do run Trapper Sack, we kind of want to run Iridescent Stone. So we could try that out. Alternatively, Coffee Grinds is kind of interesting. I think that actually has a lot of potential usage. But let's start off with Eerie Stone Trapper Sack. Alright. Let's do that, shall we? I guess there's no point in me really using blood point offerances there. Not unless I want to grab like a Bloody Coil, but we still have a decent amount of blood points, so I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried. All right, let's ready on up. Interesting that we see 4 survivors with med kits. You think that the Michaelas are probably going to be bringing Circle of Healing. Are Nemesis's Eries worth running? For the most part, no. I could say that for like the majority of killers, that the majority of killer add-ons are not worth running. There are some unique circumstances, like for example, do I really care for Iridescent Stone most of the time? No, not really. But if you're using Trapper Sack where you can't pick up traps again, having an Iridescent Stone is not bad because you can leave it and forget it and not have to go back and reset it. So you kind of want to make sure that you're trapping around key locations that are going to get rerun quite often, whether that be LT walls, whether that be Shack, or otherwise. So like this combination kind of makes sense for Iridescent Stone to actually work. It's not a bad add-on in that regard. But for the most part, do I think there are better add-ons to run? Yeah, I do. So, it's a very give and take situation when it comes to the Eries. There are very few good iridescent add-ons. Cenobite actually has some decent ones, both the box and the Engineer's Fang. Those are actually pretty good. So, it depends. Nemesis is I'm not really high on. Think that add-on is countered by them realizing it's being run. What, Iridescent Stone? Yes and no, because think of it this way. You can have it in the back of your mind that, oh, Iridescent Stone is on, but at the same time, they can't really do much about it, right? They have to still avoid the traps, which means that if I put it on an LT wall, it means that they have to take a wide curve on the tile. But we are on Sanctum of Wrath. We are testing out Iridescent Stone as well as Trapper Sacks. We start off with all of our traps, all 8. But we cannot pick things back up. So we need to make sure that when we put things down, they are put down the first time. So like, for example, we can go here. We can step here and trap right here. That'll be a good one there. Let's try and set up over in our corrupt zone to start off with. Let's set up over here. There's a Jake. Put this here. So mainly focusing on loops that could prove troublesome, where survivors are really going to get some good value out of them. Let's go back over here for now. Go over to Shack. They are over here. So we see crows off to the left. Did they go to Pallet? No, they went to Shack. Okay, that's fine. So let's put a trap right here. And now we can go chasing for a hot minute. Look at hit. And now she is forced to drop Pallet at Shack if she plays Shack. Otherwise, she's kind of in a bad area. It's not a good place to be, though. She is lucky to have that vault where it was. Otherwise, I could have cut in front of her. I thought that she was going to run Pallet, but apparently not. Good drop. The only downside of Trapper Sack is I can't use traps to close down loops in Chase majority of the time, because if I do, then they're just going to kind of be left there, right? Is Rain Ruin without pop possible? Yes. Would I recommend it? No. I think that having backup to Ruin is a good idea, whether that be Undying or Pop. And it comes down to the fact that Ruin is pretty fragile, especially nowadays where survivors know where their totems are. So I think that is a significant factor to keep in mind when it comes to choosing your gen regression. Right now, of course, Ruin is doing a fantastic job of regressing gens, but if need be, we're going to have to rely on Pop towards the mid and late game. And we still have 5 traps to work with. I'm trying to think of what other, like, key loops I want to play around. Alright, there's a Boon Totem. We're probably going to end up on that gen that we saw earlier. And then we have a survivor here. Hello. Ooh, Shadowstep is applied. You can see that because there's no scratch marks. I mean, she'll get the unhook, but this will result in a one-for-one trade, so that's a-okay by me. I do not mind this in the slightest. And once the injured Michaela gets into Shadowstep range, we're gonna lose sight of their scratch marks. Ooh, looks like they're not in range here yet. I mean, I'll continue after them. There's no reason not to, especially with them going into an area with Circle of Healing, right? And we can check if they have DS. Put them back on a hook. Alright, let's take a look at some other loops. That could prove troublesome later down the line. Put this one here. We still have 4. Mainly these are loops that I can't really interact with well. Mainly vault spots. Pallets are kind of meh. There are some situations where I want to trap tiles. Nope, I hear a boon totem up there. That's fine. You guys can get the unhook. I want to pressure the gens here. Yep, saw that one coming a mile away. Alright, up you go. Looks like Rune goes off again. Hello, Jake, me boy. Yeah, having all the traps in hand from start is actually such a significant thing. I do not think that the fact that you can't pick them up anymore is that big of a factor. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. Because sometimes your traps just don't really get much value. Alright, there's Jake. He might have to try and vault. That's a mid-vault, so no dice. His best chance was to go for the pallet there. Alright. I will say they are getting some pretty good gen progress. They're doing pretty well in that regard. But you'll love to see it when that type of situation happens there. So let's put you up on a hook. And are you on death hook or is it the other one? I feel like there's at least 2 people on death hook right now. Is that right? Yeah, that is right. Yeah, there's one. There's the unhook, meaning that only 1 survivor's on a gen right now at most. There's Michaela, who's within Shadowstep range. Alright, she has the vault here. And if she vaults that, then we can trap her. What's the game plan, Michaela? Okay, so you put it a little bit too far out. That's the only downside of the Trapper Sack, is that if you put it too far out, you can't pick it up and maneuver it, right? I also can't pick it up here either. So you have to make sure that we pick her up ever so carefully, lest we end up stepping in our own trap. So, a little bit of a misplacement there. I thought it was going to have to be out a little bit further. I was wrong. Be fair, most survivors might end up going a bit forward and not directly left or right. I will say, the fact that the survivors don't need to group up to heal, you know, consistently is actually pretty huge. Because that does allow Jake, for example, to just heal and leave a survivor on a gen, then have Jake go for the unhook. So, Circle of Healing is pretty freaking strong. Not sure where they are now, though. We will be playing some Nurse, some Spirit, some Slinger, some Plague, and every other killer that has had significant changes. We'll be going through a list that I have in mind. So, be patient. What other loops am I concerned about? Scratch marks. How hard is the spirit nerf? It's not like insane, but it's enough to make it much easier to work around her. That is a matter of fact. I was about to ask if she had Shadowstep, but she did not, thankfully. Cute idea there. You know, I respected a pallet, you respected a pallet, and then I just swung through the pallet, and now you're here. Still S tier? Yes. At the same time, I do believe that she is probably now worse than Blight, all things considered. I would probably make that argument. That's now, the tier list probably goes now Nurse, Blight, Spirit. The main nerf to her is that she has directional phase walking. Oh, did he hit? Oh, he must have gotten within range of, yeah, Shadowstep. Completely lost him. No idea where he went. Yeah, it's basically like a lucky break in a nutshell, ain't it? That is pretty significant. And now, because of that, he's able to heal himself within that range too. Yeah, okay, yeah. Shadowstep might be a lot better than I gave it credit for. So basically, you can hear where she's phasing from. Kind of like Blight when he's rushing. Think of it that way. Yeah, Shadowstep is surprisingly strong. I will say. It can get some really good value that I would have otherwise not have expected. If played right, that's the biggest thing. Like, you can't see the spirit, but you can hear her. Alright, what is the game plan? You drop down? Yes. That pallet being there does leave a little bit to be desired, but c'est la vie. If you vault again, that's an insta-death. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Yes, as long as you know what you're listening for, Slashy, then Spirit can definitely be played around. And Tweak, thank you much for the sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Alright, that's 8 seconds off of that gen. It tells me where the JK boy is. Where are you at, Jakester? Scratch marks over here, and then he's within Shadowstep range? No. Now he is. He's not leaving scratch marks now. I think I heard Hatch, but I don't think he did. So we can just continue chase. Yeah. Did they step in a single one of our traps? I don't think they did. I will say they had to play around them. We noticed that they didn't loop certain loops, I think, because of it. Or they had to play around those loops a little bit differently. Do I think we got, like, crazy amounts of value from this? No. Will I say that it is really, really nice being able to simply have all your traps at start, even if the downside is that you can't pick them back up? Yeah. I could honestly see the argument for Trapper Sack as is being base kit. I would kind of like that. But GG, well played to these survivors. All right, let's do another test with these. I want to see if we can get some like really good value. I would argue that we did get good value this game because they were not looping the loops that we trapped, and we were able to do so consistently because we had the traps in hand. But I'd like to see if we get more trap value and not really quote-unquote anti-loop value, right? And thankfully we do have everything we need. And also, why not? Let's bring a Mori. It's not like we're bringing anything else. We're not doing streaks right now, so let's bring a Mori. Why the hell not? But yeah, now that there are more people here, I'm not sure if you guys heard my my idea for lore videos. So what are you guys' thoughts on me creating a Patreon once I figure out what the cost of a illustration is for a lore video, and then creating a goal? If we hit X goal, within a month, then we create a illustrated lore video. What do you guys think about that? Like, I really do love Bife, who is a pretty well-known, what's referred to as lore master in Destiny. Yes, lore storyboards. That'd be correct. A lot of people... So, Frankie, you have to understand, though, a lot of people don't understand what the term storyboard means. You were an illustration major. Your average person is going to think it just as a illustration, period. And in this case, I'm not talking to illustration majors. I'm talking to, you know, the average person. So it might not be, you know, fully colored or frame by frame, but it will be illustrated to a very basic degree. Storyboarded, black lines, no color to start off with. And we can have additional goals that if we hit, we can then increase the quality. But yes, I know you're passionate because you yourself are an illustrator or an art major. But you need to understand the terminology does sometimes fall flat on the average person. But either ways, I do want to get your thoughts on that. I would love to do it because I don't think anyone else has yet. And I think that the Dead by Daylight lore is pretty deep and expansive and could potentially be an untapped, I guess, part of the game that not a lot of people focus in on because it is not highlighted well. But we are on the Coal Tower with Iridescent Stone and Trapper Sack. This could be a bit more interesting and a bit more like what I wanted. So let's shut down this loop first. Especially because there's a lot of LT walls on this map. So we can kind of just do this. We don't want to put them directly on the window, I don't think. I think you want to put it on the T-wall, like right here. This way, if they want to play around the LT, they have to be a bit more careful. Hello! So if we push her into the LT now... Uh-huh, there it is. Let's pick you up. And then there's another Michaela back there. Maybe they're looking for Ruin, potentially. I'd imagine that might be the case. There's another Michaela. Drop pallet. You're not going to drop pallet. At least not yet. That's fine. We'll break it. And though this trap is not here, so she just walked over the trap. It's going to reset soon, though, which is pretty huge. But she's leaving, moving to the next tile, which also has a trap at the window. She might not see that right away. Okay, well, that works too. Yeah, this trap is going to reset momentarily. Every 30 seconds, a disarm trap gets reset with Iridescent Stone. Ooh, look at you. You always get people finding keys. Well, they might be bringing Plunderer's Instinct or Appraisal, Frostboy. That is a possibility. Okay. Trap has been reset. And trap over on this window is a thing. So we can push her into the window. That'd be ideal. Or that works too. Yeah, it's possible. Plunders is a popular perk, just for that fact alone. We still have another 4 traps. We saw another Michaela over here. Hello. Good stuff. Alright, they disarmed that trap, but once again, keep in mind that it will rearm itself. Wasn't that one. Yeah, I'm not sure what you were attempting to do there. I think you were thinking that you're gonna do a CJ tech. That's not how you do a CJ tech. Head on, yep. Alright, let's pick you up. Let's pick you up. Sorry to say, but I am not Moth. Alright, they get the unhook, that's fine. The trap has reset. Good stuff. We're going to the shack now. I guess we can see if you have DS. You are the Obsession, so it is a pretty good possibility. Answer is no. Up you go. And that's 3 survivors right there. Good stuff. At you. Alright, what's the game plan here? I don't have any traps over on this side yet. Let's see if I have Dead Art. I think I get this down. Nope. No dice. That's fine, though. Ooh, hello. Was that a... No. I thought I saw the medkit disappear, but I could be wrong. She hesitated there. Good attempt at a 360, but gets downed. And they're starting to try and disarm traps again, but like I said, it is kind of a futile effort, especially with all of them being in hand. That's actually one thing about this combination that is kind of overlooked, is the fact that since there are fewer traps on the ground, there are fewer traps needing to be reset. They specifically need to disarm them. So every 30 seconds, really only 1 trap has been disarmed at a time. Corner teching is becoming more popular. I think more people are learning how to do it, which is a big part of that. It can. So here's the thing. You need to remember this. The reason why people do it is because it works. Not necessarily always on you, but it can most certainly work. Alright, how do you want to play this? Well, now there's 3 of you here. I was really hoping that she was going to vault that. Trap's going to reset momentarily. I wonder what the full timer is. Like, is it every 30 seconds? Starting at 0 when the game starts? Or is it 30 seconds from the point of one being able to be reset? That's actually kind of an interesting question that I don't know the answer to. Huh, peculiar. Trying to sneak around. I think that when it comes to anything, it just comes down to practice, really. Like, practice is what matters. And I think that's really what it comes down to for me, is that I just am consistently practicing every single killer. Yeah, you're going to pick her up so you can get the flashlight save. Oh wait, I can Mori you. That's right, I have Moris. Hello! I see you're bold enough to do a gen next to a trapper mooring someone. Alright. You don't have the window here, so you're gonna have to drop pallets. That works too. Are you Moriable? No, you're not. It also could be resetting, like checking in the order that I'm setting them. That is also a possibility. Absolutely. Alright, since it's basement, you know, we wouldn't be a trapper if we didn't trap the basement. Leave window open, put one there, leaving just the pallet for them to potentially drop. That actually could be pretty significant. Funny enough. Alright, They disarmed a trap. So they're over at basement. Oh, there you are. So you did see my ruin. That makes sense. Do you want to play this tile or move to the next? Looks like you're moving to the next. I have to admit, Trapper Sack, the new one, really good. Like, it feels so strong being able to have all of your traps in hand and being able to replace them at your leisure. Like, it is so strong. Let's kill you. Goodbye. And let's see. I want to find the survivor that's not on Death Hook yet, so we can potentially... oh, you have head on, right? Uh-huh. Do you have another head on? Good stuff. Uh-huh. Well, I'll pick you up now. No flashlight save possible this time, my friend. Sorry to tell you. And where's your friend? I'd like for them to unhook you so I can moor you both. But if worse comes to worse, I could just moor one and be done. Alright, there's the unhook. Window's blocked off by a trap, my friend. And I get a sneaking suspicion you don't have a balanced landing, so this will be a bit problematic. But you do have a dead hard. That almost worked out. That almost worked out, I will admit. Oh, would you look at that? Spawning in a pretty good place for me, if I do say so myself. Alright, well, let's do the smart thing and patrol the exit gates before we do much else. Speaking of, hello! Are you requesting to be moried? Because I can definitely comply with that. Yeah, so honestly, iridescent stone trapper bag, I think that is probably some of the trapper's best add-ons now. But GG, well played to these survivors. That felt really good. Like, just having the ability to have all your traps in hand from the very start and just strategically place it throughout the map. And to have that ability is really strong. Alright, well, let's give a shout out to the TTV in lobby, Scylla Monella. And looks like they are not live, however. It is unfortunate. Alright, what other add-ons we want to try on Trapper? Is there anything else that really sticks out to me? I'm trying to think. If you look at his add-ons... The coffee grinds are actually pretty interesting. I think there is merit to those. Mangled. Increases time. Guitar bot. I don't think they changed anything like that. Disarm time, coffee grounds. Lengthened jaws. Deep wound upon escaping bear traps. Kind of interesting there. Wax brick. Bear oil. Makeshift wrap. The trapper cannot be caught in his bear traps. Bear traps will be disarmed if the trapper steps on them. Interesting. I guess you could kind of mix that with Eerie Stone. Might not be a half bad idea. It's not great, but it's a little bit of a funny thing. Ooh, interesting. They made it so padded jaws now negates the effect of serrated jaws and rusted jaws. Huh. Very interesting. Alright, let's try out something interesting with another Eerie add-on. Let's grab a Bloody Coil. I want to run Bloody Coil and Oily Coil together. I want to see what this looks like. Because if, an instance, Bloody Coil goes off and we're not around, then we can reset it with Oily Coil. When resetting a bear trap. Ooh, Oily Coil could also work really well with Iridescent Stone, too. Because I think that it automatically resetting would show me the aura of a survivor who disarmed it. Do we have another Eerie Stone in the pool? We do not. I am half tempted to get another Eerie Stone. I kind of wish during the PTP they just give you like 99 add-ons of everything, so you could actually fully test it. But that does fascinate me just a wee bit. Because if it resets on its own, that'd be kind of cool. Be kind of cool. But let's do Bloody Coil and Oily Coil first. See how well this works out. Because when they disarm it, they get injured. When they get injured, we can reset it, then find out where they are. So, could be a sneaky little thing here and there. Otherwise, I feel like this would work well with Iridescent Stone. Which is unfortunate because it is, well, an iridescent add-on, right? Yeah, that could be interesting. Because every 30 seconds, it resets a trap. Every time it resets a trap, it shows you the aura of the person who disarmed it in the first place. That's actually really interesting. It's just basically constant information every 30 seconds, give or take, if there's a survivor disarming traps every single 30-second window. Imagine it won't work out well all the time, but some of the time. Basement and main building. Okay, that's fine. And a secret offering as well, suggesting either Shroud of Binding or a Vigo Shroud. One or the other. But after this, I think there's only one more set of add-ons that I'm kind of interested in, and that would be the Coffee Grounds. I think that'd be the only other add-on that I'm kind of curious about. Badham Preschool. Okay, so where do I want to lock down? There's some good choke points in the school that we can work with, of course. In fact, we can do something kind of nasty. Because it means that they want to get into school. They're going to have to injure themselves to do so. Right? Hi. Bye. Have fun. Yeah, these noises are new. Actually, let's do it on this side. Are you serious? I'm gonna have to step to my own, but that's fine. Is Basement here? Basement's here, that's even better. Oh, you gotta be serious. Is Basement actually here? They disarm it. They get injured. Now we can rearm it, get their aura, and now they're also in Basement. Oh my god, this could be pretty insane. This could get really insane really quickly. Ooh, okay. So let's reset this one first. This one will show me no one. This one, though, will show me the aura of this person getting healed. Let's, in that case, I don't think we're going to be able to get there in time, necessarily. Oh, maybe we do. They missed the heal skill check. Let's grab you. That is a vault, it looks like. Yes, that is a vault. So let's do this. Let's go to the vault spot. Drop down here, put a trap. Okay, they injured themselves on the trap with bloody coil. And now we can rearm it with oily coil, seeing their aura. I mean, we know where they are, of course, but still. They're going to the right. Hide a red light. Now you go into basement. And the other one's still here, too. She hasn't left because she didn't disarm the trap. Let's see if she remembers that there are 2 traps upstairs and if she has enough time. I'll go around this way. No reason not to, right? What you gonna do now? Okay. This may have been an extreme example of how amazing this could be, but still, this was pretty awesome. I have to admit, this is pretty awesome. Not bad at all. But with that being said, that there'll be a GG well played to the survivors. I mean, not really sweaty. Trying out the new add-ons. Yes. New add-ons. Sure, okay. Clairvoyance only works when you destroy a totem. One more, 1 DC. Yeah. Yeah, they need to change it. Same with inner. Or counterforce. Got the Bloodborne active, but then they juked me too much. Oh, that sucks. Well, hey, at the very least, you got some Bloodborne value, right? Alright, so I think that was an extreme example because Badham with Basement in school with Trapper Bloody Oily is kind of nutty, as we saw there. Let's try and get another Bloody Coil in the Blood Web so we can run that game back again. I think that is a good idea. Does mean we need to go through the Blood Web, of course. Perfect. Come on, Eerie Stone and Bloody Coil. Normally I'm not looking for Eerie's, but this time around I will. Well, that's definitely not what I want. Alright, let's try again. Alright, there's a Eerie Stone at least. Plaything Trapper? No, I'm gonna probably keep the build that I have right now. I don't think Plaything Trapper is really gonna matter. I want to try out Eerie Stone and Oily Coil, because I think that could be kind of interesting. So let's jump into a match with this setup, right? Because basically the thought process is here, that when they disarm a trap, and then Iridescent Stone rearms it, that will get passive aura read from Oily Coil, helping us gain a bit of info throughout time. How useful it be, we'll have to wait and see. What does the funnel do again? Oh, this? The coffee grinds? Gain a 5% haste status effect for 5 seconds after setting a trap. I actually am very curious on this and how good this is. What easier to blood farm? Survivor, killer. Killer, hands down. No questions asked. Killer, barbecue and chili, that's it. Survivor, you normally will average between like 15 to 20,000, where Killer, you can very consistently get 20 to 30,000. Barbecue and chili on top of which will get you anywhere between, 40 to 60,000. Add on some blood point offerings or golden. So 110% without question, Killer if you're trying to blood point farm. Point blank statement. So, as a reminder, though We're Gonna Live Forever does give you stacks for either body blocking or unhooking, Prove Thyself, much like Distressing, much like Thrill the Hunt, much like, what's the last one? Beast of Prey? I forget. Does not increase your post-game blood points. It only increases your in-game, and it increases blood points based on your objective action, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be maxed out anyways if you were to escape. So, with that being said, Prove Thyself is not a good source of blood points. It only increases your in-game blood points, not your post-game blood points. So if you hit your 8,000, with or without Prove Thyself, you don't get any benefit from that bonus. It just helps you get to that 8,000, but 9 times out of 10, if you're on gens, you're going to anyways. We're on Treatment Theater. Do cake stack? Yes. But we're trying out some Eerie Stone Oily Coil, seeing if we can get some passive aura reads. Let's try for this. Okay, I'm not crazy, right? They definitely added noises to Trapper when picking things up. I like that. That's awesome. That is wicked awesome. That is a really, really cool update. I love that little touch of personality that it gives him as a killer. Alright, let's go after the injured one. It's going over here, away from the pallet. She could probably loot back to it, I would argue. Okay, there, so a trap just got disarmed, right? So now we can get some passive aura reading. What's the game plan? She has pallet coming up, right? I don't think she makes it. Woohoo! Oh! So close. No. Perks that give you bonus blood points do not stack, or rather, do not benefit you. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't benefit you. It's not that they don't stack, it's that there is a blood point cap per category, and if you hit that cap, that bonus that you get doesn't do anything. The cakes this year are a little bit more, but basically you just want to look at them as 100% for ease of math, more or less. Alright, they got a trap, that's fine. Or a gen, rather. Alright, they're starting to get rid of trap. We haven't gotten value yet on Oily Colo, but it's because of Beam and Chase. When you're saying it does, what are you talking about? Are you talking about perks? Because perks do not benefit you. So, like, if you're doing Prove Thyself, it does not go above the blood point cap. Oh, cake does stack, yes. Cake does stack. That was a big thing with the anniversary. Yes, that is in all the categories. That is correct. Alright, looks like our traps are starting to get some value here. Good stuff. I can't really go far now, can ya, my friend? I have a blood point limit on perks, then why don't cakes for all 4 categories? Because here's how it works. Here's how the game calculates it. Cakes increase your post-game blood points. On the other hand, things like perks like Prove Thyself, Distressing, Thrill of the Hunt, or otherwise, increase your in-game blood points. Hence why they are not a good perk to run for the sake of, well, blood points. Also, I love that these traps are actually arming themselves in some decent spots, funny enough. So, Oily Coil, when a survivor disarms a trap, and then you rearm the trap, you get a few seconds of aura reading on that survivor. Hence why we're using it in conjunction with things like Iridescent Stone, where it rearms it for us and in every 30-second window. So as you can see, we can potentially get some passive aura reading throughout the match. So, could be interesting. Do I think it's going to be an especially strong add-on combination? No, I think that Trapper Sack and Eerie Stone, probably better. Do I think it's an interesting one that could have some merit? Absolutely. So, do survivors gain distance when you use Brutal Strength? Yes. But fact of the matter is, Trapper's worst enemy is to have an object between you and them. So, getting rid of the pallet a little bit faster is actually pretty significant. Alright, so someone disarmed this trap, I'm pretty sure. So if we rearm it, we can now see where they are. Oh, I'm pretty sure it is the person on the hook. That's so funny. Well, that works out. That works out. Enduring? And Brutal? I mean, I don't really think Enduring is that great unless you're running Spirit Fury. In which case, you really want to do that on a shred-based killer, a killer that is able to break pallets at a whim's, you know, at a moment's notice, like Demo or Bubba or Billy. So, I don't really care for Enduring much in those scenarios, unless you're running those killers. For wall hacks, yes. I mean, theoretically speaking, yeah, we technically did have wall hacks in that moment. Life is going well right now, you know? Right now, streaming and trying to make ends meet via Twitch revenue. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again, you know, I'm right now unemployed. So, Twitch is paying the bills at this point. You know, not fully, to be blunt. It's not fully paying the bills. Interesting. I thought I had enough distance to go around, apparently not. But, you know, it's at least helping, and then Frankie's also working, so it is working out. They had Hex Shadowstep? Yes. Which, as I found out earlier today, it's actually a lot better than I initially gave it credit for. It's actually pretty good at dodging, or for having killers, you know, or dodging chases with killers. I would disagree. Oh, she can be Mori'd. I forgot that I have a Mori, because the first person suicided. Well, apparently she's not gonna get Mori'd. She opted to DC instead. You know, she made like a tree and, leafed. Oh. I'm sorry, Survivor, you kind of set up that joke, to say the least. Hello. Even if you're, like, 99% across the palette, it doesn't really matter. Ooh, Shadowstep, briefly. As long as you have that time, you're good. Once the game plan. Ooh. Interesting, you're able to animation lock before the trap hit you. I must have not put it as close as I should have. That is on me. But you can't fault in. You can fault out, but you definitely can't fault in. Another DC. And so, cool thing, if you did notice, I don't know where the survivor is, but they definitely disarmed this trap here. So if we rearm it, then we see exactly where she is. Oh, she does. You have hatch. She does. So moot point. Moot point. But GG, well played to these survivors. So, do I think that this is a good add-on combo? It's not bad. It can give you some decent value. Do I think it's, you know, worth it in comparison to others? Probably not. I think Trapper Sack and Eerie Stone's probably the better bet, giving you all your traps. So, I do like this. I think that Bloody Coil, Oily Coil might be better, though. So, we'll try and get another Oily Coil in the meantime. Alright, let's go into the Blood Web. And let's take a look-see. Another Eerie Stone, but we're looking for the Bloody Coil instead. I'll probably still grab that. Okay, so I want to rerun another thing. That's fine. Less fine, but okay. Alright, come on, Bloody Coil. More Eerie Stones. Not what we're looking for. Not what we're looking for at all. Alright, come on, Bloody Coil. And answer is... there it is, perfect. So let's grab the Bloody Coil. We're gonna rerun the Bloody Coil, Oily Coil, just because that Bad Hand match was a little bit ridiculous. Then afterwards, I think we're gonna go in with Fastening Tools, Coffee Grounds. Though, is there a purple Fastening Tools, or is it just the green now? That's actually a really good question. I'm not entirely certain. I am not certain of that, because I could have sworn that I had purple Fastening Tools. But could I stand corrected? Let me check with patch notes. Let's see. Trapper Bag, Secondary Coil, Fastening Tools. Okay, so they did make Fastening Tools from very rare to rare. Okay. I was right that it did exist, but no longer. Alright, well, let's ready up. Let's see if we can basically recreate that Bad Hand match. But, you know, really, really get good value off of it, not just play around basement, potentially. Though, I mean, Basement Trapper is a thing for a reason. Quite hard to get out of situations like that. Okay, blood points across the board. Love to see it. I'm sure, however, that the survivors are not as happy to see the Mori. You know. I mean, to be fair, I don't know. If I'm looking at a Mori, most times I don't care. It does mean that you're able to ignore a DS, theoretically speaking. But outside of that, the Moris just aren't really what they used to be. 4 flashlights and Haddonfield offering. I mean, flashlights are pretty easily to work around, right? Just ensure that if you down them, make sure that you are facing a wall or facing away from where you expect them to be. But we are on the Thompson house. Let's take a look at the tiles around us. Let's see, there should be a vault here. Yeah, they could have balanced. You're not wrong. But at the end of the day, you can still play around that, nonetheless. Is this an LT wall? No, it is not. Pick up this. Let's put a trap here. Hi. How are you? If you think for a second that I didn't see you, you're dead wrong. I thought she's gonna be on that pallet, apparently not, but she can't run that window because there is a trap here. I did put it a little bit far out, I will admit. Ooh, auto aim hurt me a bit there. Just a wee bit. Also, I might pick up that trap. Thankfully, without Trapper Sack, I can do so. Hello? Michaela? What you doing, me girl? That was a play. A good play, no. A play, yes. He's on long side. Shadowstep. Those Shadowsteps can be really, really useful, I will admit. I mean, if you're injured, I can still hear you. It's not like you have Iron Will Lucky Break applied, right? I wanted to trap the window, but doing so would just lead to her doing so. So kind of a moot point. Alright, let's trap inside the window. Then pick up this one instead. Let's see. Let's go over here. Alright, so they're on Ruin right now. If we go over here, they're injured on top of which is fantastic. Crow goes off. Alright, they went a little bit early. So here's a cool thing. I could leave that trap disarmed and try and get info off of her later. But I don't think we need to do that. Yo, what's up, Apocalyptic? How you doing today, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Alright, so let's reset this. When we do, obviously, it's going to show us the aura of the Meg. But next person to touch it will get hit by Bloody Coil. Then we can always reset it to get info on them with Oily Coil. Like, Bloody Coil, Oily Coil, actually pretty decent combo. I do like it. It is a pretty nice 1-2 punch to these survivors, for sure. Alright, let's put the trap right here. No, okay. I did not want to do that, and you know it, Trapper Boy. There we go. Leave that wall closed for now. Check over here. Nothing over here. Okay, so Bill just disarmed our Ruin trap. So that's perfect. Crow goes off, they're still there. She goes to second stage. There's Bill Boy. Oh, Michaela? Michaela's also here. So in that case, let's reset this. That gives info on Bill and where he's at. Let's pretend like we don't know where he is. And then go after him. I'm pretty sure Michaela's in the process of disarming the trap again. So if she does that, then we'll get info on her. I definitely heard her. Maybe she left. Crow goes off. Is that for the save? No. Take a look around. Nothing over here. I'm trying to think of what of the tiles I should trap. Really don't like trapping at pallets for the most part. Windows are usually the better bet. Ruin goes off. I hear a Megan. Is that a sprint burst attempt, Meg? to mid-vault. Alright. I was gonna come over here and trap the window, but now we can take you up freely. Let's hook you on the way back to our ruin, because you better bet that these survivors are gonna go for it. I can already guess that. The person to do it should be Bill, funny enough, as he would not get affected. Bill gets healed. Meg is dead. I wonder if maybe they went to a circle of healing and healed that way. Oh, hello. Someone's here. Who's that? Michaela? It is Michaela. Let's get a hit on you now. You hesitated way too much. Way too much hesitation on that pallet. Okay, they got another gen, but they have one person out right now, so they're definitely in a less than ideal scenario, for sure. Scratch marks, going where? There's Bill. You need to not be, so obvious there, Bill boy. That's a wee bit too obvious. What are you doing there? You accepting your death? Is that what we're doing? I mean, that's fine by me if you want to. I'll be more than happy to put you into the basement. Have fun. Scratch marks. Well, let's put this right here. That's one opening, that's two openings, there's three openings though. So let's just do that one because that's where they're probably gonna come from. Hey, at the end of the day, camping is a strategy and sometimes is needed based on a scenario. That is not something to be ashamed of. I'm gonna pretend like I haven't seen Michaela. Hello. And down you go. And up onto a hook you go. Don't you worry, not gonna step on my own trap. Now, question of the day, will the other Michaela be going for the unhook? Uh-huh. And she is on this window trap. Alright, we can break the store, then go after her. If she goes out the front, she gets trapped again. She does not. That's fine. And that will be that. Okay, so like Bloody Coil, Oily Coil on our totem actually worked out pretty well. The few times that they disarmed it, we could rearm it, get info on where they're at, then down them in one hit. So not bad in that regard. Otherwise, we saw some value from Bloody Coil throughout the match. And otherwise, some decent traps. So that did work pretty well. Definitely not as explosive as the Bad Hand match, but still. But with that being said, GG, well played to these survivors. Completely forgot that I had a Mori, didn't I? Whoopsie. Oh well. Not all too threatened. And the oily and bloody coils used together are pretty nice, not gonna lie. One injures you, the other gives me your location when I rearm. So, not bad at all. 2 red ranks and I camped one, so glad. I would have gotten a 4K, but Bloodwarden ran out and they crawled. Oof. Yeah. You know, Bloodwarden can get some good value, no doubt about that. Well, with that being said, let's do our last test of Trapper. There's one more set of add-ons that I'd like to try out. Or rather, one add-on, but we'll use a set of add-ons. Let's go with Fasting Tools, which increases its speed by 50%. And then we're going to go with the Coffee Grinds. This way we can ideally set down a trap lightning quick, and when that happens, we can then be right on top of the survivor. You still don't get NOED on Billy, Bubba, and Oni? Like, as in your blood web? Or are you saying that you don't understand why people use it on those killers? So how good is coffee grinds? 'Tis the question. Because basically what we can do is Survivor drops pallet, we put down trap, we get haste, we go around, try and get the hit on them. That's gonna be kind of what we do. Almost like if I had an invigoration bottle, which I think the invigoration bottles last for like just about as long as the coffee grinds. 5 seconds. But I think it might be a 10% haste. That's actually a good question. What is the invigoration bottles on Clown like? Is it 10% for 5 seconds, or is it 5% for 5 seconds? The Clown. Kenneth. Power. Tonic. Antidote. 10% for 5 seconds. So, same amount of time, but half the amount of haste. You going for exact numbers there, Slashy? So, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious if this will basically be like can be used in that fashion. At the very least, does allow you to maneuver around the map. Even if you don't use it in chase, you can maneuver around the map a little bit faster, right? Because you get that 5% increase. I will note we don't fully understand increase of speed on Killer as much. Like, is it 5% additional of 115? Or is it just in the 115 plus 5% to make him a 120? There's some interesting calculations when it comes to speed of Killer. But it does allow you to get from, you know, one trap placed to the next trap that you want to pick up, or the next place that you want to set a trap, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So even if it doesn't give you the benefit in chase, it does shorten the amount of time it takes for you to get to where you want to be in the early game. And maybe that's a better way to look at it. But we are on the Shelter Woods. Only downside of this map with trappers, the fact that there's a lot of pallets and not a lot of vaults necessarily. All right, got our haste. Let's move to the next tile, which is another LT wall. That's perfect. Like I said, that additional little bit of haste actually does go a long way in these moments. Because you are able to just kind of cruise around, aren't you? No, no, no. I see what you're attempting to do. No, no, no. This is my totem, not yours. Not my totem. But now we get that little bit of haste and actually are able to pick up the pace a bit here. Alright, down she goes. Hello? Can I pick you up, please? More boom totems getting placed. Fine by me. There's a boon totem over here. You want to be mindful of that fact. Let's go exploring some generators. Have a trap there on the T-wall. Looks like they are on this gen. Two people, yeah. Shadowstep currently activated, as we don't see scratch marks. Well, that is A-okay here. And that haste actually does kind of matter here. He is able to get that vault. And since she has Shadowstep, I could have potentially have lost her in that scenario. But we have some pretty good distance here. Pallet's gone at Jack. So we can down her and put her into basement and go into basement trapper plays. Yeah, I think basement trapper is it's gonna be a thing. Sorry. No, no, no. I'm not turning around. I'm not a moth. What do you think I am? Some guy called Mothspire? Come on now, seriously? That's one. We can repurpose this trap here. That's number 2. And now we just need number 3. Hello, Michaela. Don't mind me, just gonna chase you away. You know, the basement is not yet prepped, my dear. Fair to say. Alright, let's take this trap from the LT wall. They haven't come out yet. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Pick you up again. Put you back in the basement. Sorry to say, but life ain't that easy for you. And this protects basement. This protects our totem. Yeah, this is good stuff. I like it. Okay, this is fine. You have that pallet. Do you know there's a trap there, though? You do not. So let's break this. Let's down you. Let's pick this up. Let's pick this up. Let's pick you up now. And let's go back to basement. Now, they haven't unhooked. Why? Are they going for Ruin first? That might be a wee bit of a mistake. Yeah, you got Ruin alright. But what does that do for you? Eh? There's the unhook, but now what? So we go for the hit on you. But now what? Oh, look, interesting. Why am I not getting any, Wait, isn't this the same survivor? I'm sorry. That sucks for you. You wanna shine a flashlight? You got a better look here on the Mori? Well, it is unfortunate, and more or less the fault of your teammate, less on me. Well, yeah, basement kind of prepped up for now. They did get Ruin, which means now we need to rely on Pop, but I don't think that'll be all too much of an issue. T-Wall is currently disarmed, but she vaulted that wrong anyways. So now we can pick you up. Yeah, so I think I like the coffee grinds for a different reason than I initially thought of. It's less of a chase element and more of a benefit for setup, right? You're able to move from one place to the other a little bit more quickly. And it does work on resets too, which there is a possibility of passive haste. Ooh, now I want to try something. I want to try something now. Would you get haste from Iridescent Stone activating throughout the match? Would that work? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. That's fair. I definitely understand that. I know, I have run out a lot of media. I'm not usually a fan of, like, dramas or, like, live action content. But recently I've been watching The Good Doctor. Not bad. I'm actually pretty happy with it. I will not lie. All right, let's get her going into the T-wall. Because there's that trap there, set and ready for that. Uh-huh. Perfect. And again, there you go. But yeah, I've run out of, like, anime to watch. I've run out of pretty much most media. I'm kind of surviving off of YouTube. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I actually really like it. You know, especially where I know people who are on the spectrum. So it does give me a little bit of insight. Obviously, not everyone has Savant Syndrome, but there are some other things that kind of given me something to think about and go, maybe communicating with them this way would prove beneficial. So kind of interesting in that regard. I don't think you can heal yourself fast enough there. No. Well, okay. mean, you do you. You're not leaving scratch marks, but when I can see you a mile away, that's a-okay. Hi, Michaela. I will say, I really do love that Hatch has not spawned. Obviously, he would have spawned now anyways, because we're on 3 gens, but still, the fact that it hasn't spawned, I don't have to go, oh no, does the Spire know where it is, yada yada yada. Is quite nice. Yeah, so next I want to actually try out one more add-on combo. I'm thinking that Iridescent Stone is actually going to be a really, really good add-on now on Trapper. I mean, it was good before, but like it has a bit more of synergies with certain things that it didn't before. Because yeah, I will say if you're running fasting tools and coffee grinds, you're able to maneuver the map faster in the early game to set up. But I wonder if you can also use it as a chase mechanic. But GG, well played to these survivors. Alright, alright. Let's do one more game of Trapper. Because I was curious if it did give me haste on resets, and it does. So the question then becomes, we replace fasting tools with Iridescent Stone. Does that work? Will that work the way I think or hope it does? Which, when Iridescent Stone applies a reset to a trap, will I get a 5% haste for doing nothing? And if so, that could be really interesting, because that could be huge during a chase. Like just a random, boop, reset, distance, right? Like that could be pretty significant. So I'm very curious to how this will work. All right, so we'll have some games of Trapper going up on the YouTubes tomorrow. Probably another killer too, potentially, but at least Trapper Boy. I have like these add-on combo tests with like Iridescent Stone, Coffee Grounds, Iridescent Stone, Trapper Sack, Iridescent Stone. Oily Coil was kind of lackluster. Oily Coil, Bloody Coil though was actually pretty nice. I really did like that combo. Like, most times, like I said, the Eries have been always lackluster on most killers. I have to actually say, though, the Eries on Trapper now, based on that Trapper can now have 2 traps in hand, is actually not bad. It's not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all. Just please, for the love of God, do not use Oily Coil Trapper Sack. That'd just be a waste of an add-on, for the love of God. I guess you can reset it. No, you can't reset it. No, you can reset it. You just can't pick it back up. Right. Never mind. I guess you could use Oily Coil Trapper Sack. It's not great, but it's a thing. I will say, I actually really do love Trapper Sack. I kind of wish it was base kit. Like, if it was base kit, I'd kind of be happy. Because you'd be able to always have your traps, and the trade-off of not being able to pick up your traps is actually a-okay in my opinion. Like, most times I'm not going around picking up my traps. There's a rare occasion where I do, but for the most part, I'm not going to. I'm going to put it in a good loop for later, and if I get value, then awesome. If not, then oh well. So, I really do like Trapper Sack. I think that it's going to really change Trapper's placement. Not necessarily, obviously not too far, but far enough to make him not be an F tier with frickin' Michael Myers. Probably, ooh, where'd I put Trapper now with add-ons? Maybe like D or C with Legion? Is Legion better than Trapper? He still has a lot of anti-loop, which Trapper does and does not have. Hard to say. But we are on the Ironworks of Misery with an interesting little build. We have Iridescent Stone, and we have Coffee Grinds. So as we place down traps, we get a 5% haste. But when Iridescent Stone goes off, does it also give us a 5% haste? That's what we're here to find out. For I am quite curious. And the answer is yes! We got a 5% haste from Iridescent Stone, and that can be used passively throughout the match, as our traps do get set down passively, but also when survivors disarm our traps. That is huge! Okay, we're bloodlusted. He's going alongside. We're hasted on top of which we catch up to him that much faster, 5%. Very nice. And then we have a flashlighter, okay. That's fine, we'll go after you. Every 30 seconds, 5% haste. Oh, this is actually really fun. This is really fun, actually. There's Dead Hard. Good Dead Hard, but I'm not a moth, sorry to tell you. That just won't work. 5% haste, now we can catch up to her a little bit faster. That's the instant hook from the Thing Min. Fine by me. No Dead Hard for you. What you gonna do now? Attempted reverse pallet stun? I think Michaela here may have forgotten that those no longer exist. Demo's a ton of fun, and if you have not gotten Demo yet, please, 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 please do, before you can no longer get him. Okay, do this Billboy. This is Billboy. Yes, you definitely want Save the Best for Last on Demo Boy. That is no doubt. Yeah, funny enough, if we put down traps for them to reset, that's not bad. Like, that's actually beneficial. Like we see here, another trap gets reset. We get the 5% haste. We're able to catch up a little bit quicker to Bill. Dude, is not enough room for us. Yes, it is. I'm surprised I didn't get stunned by that on the corner. I feel like most times I would have. Oh, he actually vaulted that. Surprising. Demo is not getting removed. It's just that you will not be able to purchase Demo. Hawkins is getting removed. There's a really weak tile, Bill. Did you score a touchdown? I think it's like November 17th, 11th, something like that. Alright, up we go, Bill Boy. Hi, Fengman. How you doing, my dear? You want a one-for-one trade, that's fine by me. Dead Hard? Ooh, look at you. You being a sneaky devil, are ya? Bill trying to body block with BT? I think not, my friend. May have taken a bit longer than I liked, but oh well. Alright, now you go to basement. Is Bill still down here by chance? That's awesome, Liquid. Congratulations. Sounds like you had a lot of fun. Alright, that's regressing. Let's put a trap right here. We want that trap there. Let's pick up this trap. Bill got caught in a trap. I think that's a random... No, that was not a random trap. That's a trap that we put down when Bill was vaulting, revaulting constantly. That's so funny. Well, sucks to suck, Bill Boy. Oh, does he have a DS? No DS. I could have moried him, but oh well. Let's just hook him at this point. Okay, disarm that one. Once again, that means we'll get some haste, which is rather nice. Like, I don't think they realize what we're doing here with Iridescent Stone. Obviously, as things consistently are, you know, opened, we don't really get that. But for the early game, that's a lot of good value. Yes, you can still get the Death Garden mask. I think you need to log in to Death Garden, even though it's not technically up. But you can. Alright. There's some haste. Yeah, this is actually really nice. It's such a simple thing, but it's actually really, really beneficial. Yo, what's up, big boy? Thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. I am Mark, aka Guiltspire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach kills how to play killer and survivors how to play against killer. Very happy to have you here. Alright, I hear them here. Let's go for you. Yeah, that 5% increase in speed. So good. There's the vault. You got it. Doing pretty well. Cannot complain. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into my own trap. Thank you very much. Ooh. You're looking a little bit too far behind you. Not enough in front. So up you go. Hello there, survivors. How are you? Looks like a deliverance in play. Go for it. Okay, well that did not exactly work. Dead hard though, you got it. And there's someone in the locker. I wonder if that was like a head-on attempt. Hi. You don't have a flashlight. Oh, I wonder if that was a flash bang that you got. Maybe. Okay. And then she went into a locker. How you doing? Do you have DS? That's fine by me if you do. I'll eat it. Nope, no DS. Maybe a head-on attempt? Either that or she missed her DS. Kind of unusual, but okay. You do you. And then the Fangman DC'd. Why would the Fangman DC? Like, if anything, you'd think that if they're trying for a DC attack, the person on hook would DC. No, I have not tried that on Trickster yet, but it is obnoxious. You think she missed it? Probably. But GG, well played to these survivors. I have to admit, that actually exceeded my expectations, being able to get that 5% speed boost every 30 seconds, give or take. And as they started to slowly but surely remove traps or disarm them, and for them to then reset, you're able to get more speed boost throughout the game. That's actually pretty nice. It's not a bad combination of add-ons. I like that. I like when add-ons synergize like that. That's so cool. But yeah, she did have Deliverance Decisive. I wonder if maybe Decisive ended before the broken stat. That's fair. Well, good luck, have fun next match. She called me a tunneler even though she stayed in basement. I hooked someone in basement. Confused. Everyone has a different definition of what tunneling is. So I wouldn't really worry about it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she either missed it or because it was DS2, it was just a little bit too short. Especially with the broken status effect where it's still applied, but it could have been past 60 seconds because broken on Deliverance on tier 2 is 80 seconds. But I think that's everything that I want to test out on Trapper. Some really cool stuff. I love the rework of add-ons. I like the base kit buff. I'm really happy with this. I think they did a really good job of Trapper. I feel like they could have went a step further. But I'm not going to complain about this. I think this was a overall good change to Trapper's base kit, add-ons overall. Thank you. I appreciate it, Actual. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I appreciate stopping by saying hi. Would love to have your party Guilty Ones if you are interested. I am Mark, aka Guiltspire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach kills how to play killer and survivors how to play against killer. Very happy to have you here. Alright, so we played Trapper. Nurse is next. So let's get some Nurse in. And the main thing that changed about Nurse is, Torn Bookmark. If you thought Nurse was good with 2 blinks, wait till you see with 3 blinks. I don't know. Like, on one hand, for those who don't remember, Omega Blink Nurse. There's a reason. Just a little one why they removed it. I get that's an eerie add-on behavior, but it's kind of stupid. Because you better know that the high MMR survivors have like 1,000,000 blood points at a time, and if they're playing Nurse, I bet you see a huge uptick in the use of Torn Bookmark. Because increased recharge by 50% and adds 1 blink charge. Kind of nutty. Throw on a recharge time of additional 20 seconds, now you're looking at 70 seconds. I mean, you don't even need that. Normally you run Fragile Wheeze and you run Signature, which is 33% increase. Like, good nurses are going to be able to really abuse this. I think if you wanted to go a step further, run Torn Bookmark, and then... Wait a second. Wait, can I go 2 Blink Nurse as a 5.2? Okay, that's kind of funny. So I can be a 2 Blink Nurse on a 5.2 speed. That's kind of stupid. That's really stupid, actually. 5.2 speed. I mean, normal killer is, so not 5.2, 4.2. I mean, normally killer is what, 4.6? Is 110 4.2? I think it is. So I think she becomes a 110, which right now her base speed is like 3.8, which is below 100. You're gonna make all the updates nerfed? I is 4.4, so this is like, what, in that moment, like 407? It's like Myers speed, I think. So 3.2 or 4.2 is 105. Okay, so it is like Myers tier 1 speed then. Okay, okay. That's still 5% faster than a survivor. So that's actually significant. I mean, normally I'd think run a recharge add-on on Nurse, but I think we just run range. Yeah, let's run range on her. Where's my range? There's range. So we run Torn Bookmark in range. And let's throw on a Mori for the hell of it. Yeah. 3 blink range extended Nurse. Like, I know a lot of you probably don't understand what I'm talking about with a Mega Blink Nurse. Like, this is basically a Mega Blink Nurse. You don't have... What was a Mega Blink Nurse? Was it 4 blinks or 5 blinks? I want to say it may be 5. But still. You know, like, give yourself additional range. And an additional charge. This is basically just the return of Omega Blink Nurse. Oh yeah, you 100%. There's a few exceptions to that fact. Because just base kit, you can go 32 meters. So maximum blink range. It's a bit of an ambiguous thing. I actually need to look into it. Whether that means that you increase it from 32 meters max and just add on 30%, or if that means that you get that additional 20, increase it by 30, and then 12, increase it by 30. Well, I mean, it's not that she's a weak killer. I think if you look at their data, you would be able to say she does not get a lot of kills in the grand scheme of things. Your average player has not put in enough time to learn Nurse to such a point to where she is at her peak performance. However, those high MMR players, the content creators like myself, that put a lot of time into this game, giving her an additional blink, 50% additional recharge, ridiculous. Okay, so we're on Cold Tower with Nurse, 3 blink Nurse with additional range. Let's just see real quick how far we can get. Let's see real quick. 1, 2. That blink, or that fatigue came a little bit faster than I expected. But we still pretty much got around the entire map, more or less. 1, 2, 3. Ridiculous. Normally, if I predict blink like that, I get punished because I have no follow-up. But the fact that I had a third blink is just going to allow me to every time keep on to her. 1, 2, 3. Close but no cigar. We'll fatigue out. And I want to keep this in mind. I am not, like, the best nurse in the world. I am mediocre in the best of scenarios, in all honesty. So, in all seriousness, if I can do stupid things with 3 blinks, imagine what Super Alf can do. Imagine what anyone else who has dedicated themselves to nothing but nurse can do. Like, that's the biggest thing that I want to point out here, is how insane this add-on is in average hands. That's 1, 2, and ooh, she got a bit of distance there. I don't allow any Eerie in COTF. Hell to no on frickin' Torn Bookmark. Ooh, Shadowstep? I think I just got Shadowstepped. There we go. No, that wasn't dead hard. I think I just got a little bit too much distance on her. And then I think that she has Shadowstep here. And so I lost her scratch marks for a second. I will admit, I was not really high on Shadowstep initially. But it can be kinda nasty. It can be really nasty when used correctly. Like, if you cut a corner and Shadowstep activates, you really can't do too much. That's 2. Let's try and catch back up to her. That's 3. The amount of raw distance that we're able to get is kind of insane. The amount of raw distance we're able to get. Now let's 1 blink him. Let's down him there. Ruin's down, so we're not going to slug out as much. We're just going to go for the pop plays instead. Do I have a hook here? I do. Good stuff. Good stuff. So close. I heard her. You know, given that there's a third blink, I should have confirmed it, to be fair, but oh well. We have 2 blinks, this is fine. 2 blink range nurse, we're good. We cut it a bit close because of the logs. We must have been aiming a little bit too close to the edge, so it didn't give us as much distance as we otherwise would have wanted. I will say, waiting for that third charge is actually pretty significant. Because of that, I will say the range is kind of stupid with the Torn Bookmark. I might throw on a different add-on to increase our recovery time. That's the wrong button, my friend. Sorry to tell you. Alright, let's pop this. Let's put you on a hook, and then let's go back to Shack and pop that gen, because we never did pop that. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's the yours now. Okay, you got it. Let's go back over here. We see scratch marks. Let's fatigue out there. We went way past. Another gen got done? Where is that? Over there? I want to say that she may have gone into a locker. We saw Michaela go in here, but we don't see where she went. Let's just break this real quick. Why not? No reason not to. Alright, that's 2. We get the third for the hit. No! Our hitbox was blocked by this log stack. And then no scratch marks due to Shadowstep. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. No way, find him now. Okay, good stuff. Bad for me, great for them. 3 blinks. Once again, 2 just can't do that. At least not effectively. At least not for me. Shadowstep actually coming really in clutch here, though, for her. Looks like they're up on the gen in Cold Tower. Oh, you gotta be joking me. She still has DS. She was fully healed and still had DS in hand? That's insane. All right, let's shorten our blink. Oh, we only had 2. We didn't have the 3rd. That sucks. I want to say someone was attempting to body block, and it didn't work. Yeah, I think additional recharge might actually be beneficial here. Alright, let's pick you up. Tis on you for hitting me with a DS. Sure, you got it. I mean, it's Cold Tower. This map is freaking small, mate. This map is freaking small. So I can very gladly do that. That's 2. 3. I tried. I think I overshot it just a wee bit. Yeah, so we don't get a blink by the time our fatigue ends. So I would say that we probably want to add recharge to Torn Bookmark. I once again lost her. I found her again. I have to admit, Shadowstep is exceeding my expectations when it comes to playing against it. Using it, it didn't seem like it was doing too much. Playing against it, though, is a different story. Let's actually kill you. I do have a Mori for a reason, after all. So, hello. You know, suffocating you quite literally, but also shoving you into a wall. I think that also does a pretty good job of killing you. And good night. Hello? Only downside is that we don't have our pop. Yeah, I think we might try out Torn Bookmark and Recharge instead of Torn Bookmark and Range. I think the range is pretty insane. But I think the Recharge is probably where it's at. I will say, being able to do pretty much cross map is ridiculous. Nope, nothing there. Yeah, because normally you want, by the time that you fatigue, you want to have another charge in hand. Oh, they got it. They're gonna get probably a couple people out. Which is not unusual when I play nurse. Like I said, my nurse is not as good as it could be. That's a point-blank statement. A little bit too far. A little bit too far. If I had another blink, which before I wouldn't be able to say, but now I can say is an actual thing. Good stuff. Mikhail played that really well. Hey, what's up, Hex? How you doing today, my friend? GG's well played. I appreciate you stopping by saying hi. Would love to have you here as part of Guilty Ones if you are interested. It's testing out the 3-blink nurse, which it just seems insane. Like, I can do some nasty stuff with 3 blinks, and I'm not a good nurse. I really am not. I just need to box her out now. Try and be a bit conservative. Shadowstep coming in clutch again. I don't know where she went. Oh, there she is. You thought I was going to blink out. Wait, no, where is she? Did she go past already? She may have. That would have been the play. Yeah, I don't know where she is. She might be on another execute. If they have enough coordination Oh, she healed too, because she's within circle of healing. Oh, the game's over then. If she healed, then she can just momentum out. Yeah, circle of healing's kind of insane. Shadowstep also, like I said, did a lot of good work. Like, I have to admit, I did not expect Shadowstep to be as powerful when playing against it, but it actually feels pretty strong. No, if people are being toxic to you, Frostboy, honestly ignore them. Just say GG, well played, and move on. But with that being said, GG, well played to the survivors. Never played against you before? Ah, fair enough. Yeah, surprisingly, like that, it's starting to happen more and more and more. Don't feed the trolls. If you, someone is talking chat, they just want a reaction. Pretty much, yeah. That is the long and short of it. They just want a reaction. Especially when you're a content creator. I believe so. 3 blinkers is kinda nuts. Is that we're gonna try this again. We're gonna do 3 blink nurse, but this time with recharge. I think that will be beneficial. Good luck, have fun, next match. Yeah, so, I don't know. I think this is a very interesting decision by Behavior to give us 3 blink nurse again. But Muffy, thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. I am Mark, aka Guildspire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach kills how to play Killer and survivors how to play against Killer. Very happy to have you here. Alright, let's run an Ivory Memento Mori. And let's do, instead of range this time, let's do recharge. See how well that works. I think recharge will make a difference. Yeah, I haven't watched any of Super Alf's nurse gameplay since the PTB. I can just imagine how insane it is with people who, like, do nothing but play nurse. Like, I'm very much a... I would say probably above average nurse. Not a good nurse, not a bad nurse, but above average. At least I'm able to hit my blinks pretty consistently, but still. Yeah. Yes. You have to understand something, Frostboy. People who purposely go out of their way to belittle or, irritate others do it for their own enjoyment. It doesn't matter how many viewers you have. It's just the sheer fact that they can get a reaction out of you, whether it be by hearing you, if you're on stream, or via text. All they care about is they got a rise, and that is what makes it worth it to them. By robbing them of that, and either being kind to them and saying, GG's well played, and good luck, have fun next match, or have a great day, yada yada yada, it immediately flips the script because you're giving them the opposite of what they wanted. And they either do one of two things. They either double down and continue to try and get under your skin, or they just stop. Well, I did want to play Nurse, but I did not want to play her on freaking Rotten Fields. Corn blindness is real on her. On the bright side, we do have 3 blinks, and we do have increased recharge now. By the time we fatigue out, we're pretty close to our recharge. That's 2 charges. I feel like for the most part, we're going to probably do 2 charges instead of 3. Like, it's when we're not engaged with anyone is when we'll have 3, or bringing them to... I stop that. When we're bringing them to hook, we get that. Get really mad when we tell them to have a good day? Oh, 100%. Sorry, bud boy. Down you go. And that's what you get for trying to sabotage my hooks. I'm not a fan of it, my friend. Not a fan of it at all. Alright. Let's find out where you guys are. Also, I will mention, you want to note something from last game that I really did not get a lot of value out of was barbecue and chili. You want to know why? Because Shadowstep disengages aura reading or deactivates it. That's actually pretty significant. Good old DC. And there's only one survivor left. I think she DC'd strictly because she's about to finish her blessing and was not able to get it. Funny enough. Yeah, that's a bad play on my part. Should've just continued to blink. Oh no! I put myself in the basement. I'm supposed to put survivors in the basement, not myself. I think I still heard her though. He's over here. Hello? Maybe it was me that I heard. Yeah, maybe it's just the nurse passive noises. Oh, that sucks. She's healed now too. Probably the circle of healing. Well, that's unfortunate. Freaking hell, everyone's healed back to back to back. Yeah, definitely good usage of circle of healing. Good stuff there. Alright, let's try and keep it to 2 blinks. Just use our third one during chase. In fact, normally we should probably keep it to 1 blink. Because that's what gets us the most distance. Since it's 20 meters. We have to fatigue out here, but then she loses a lot of distance. Does not get hit, though. Alright, there's the 3 blinks. I think maybe she thought, oh, they 2 blinked already. We're fine. No, you're not. That's not how this works. There's the down. I guess we put you in basement. Like, basement nurse isn't great, but we can work with it. I mean, the double Eerie is kind of cute. Is it that great? No. But it is definitely cute. The 3 blinks is really the biggest part, honestly. The fact that they brought back 3 blinks with no real downside is insane. Like, this is a very good Eerie add-on. I have no idea where she went. I thought I was on top of her, then all of a sudden I wasn't. There we go. Yeah, I think for the most part, you're not gonna ever have 3 blinks in hand. I think for the most part, you're going to be using 2 blinks to get the down, right? Unless you have Alex's toolbox, this doesn't work. You got it. Ooh, you have breakout, don't you? You 100% do, because you ran a little bit faster than me. Every killer is the same speed when you're carrying someone on your shoulder. Yeah, that would exactly be it. I mean, the 4.2 is kind of nice, but for the most part, I would say just the fact that you can 3 blink is enough. Because that's so much distance that you cover, right? That is, what, 32, 44 meters of distance that you can play around with 3 blinks. And that's not using range add-ons. That's strictly just using base. Or base range, rather. Someone was over here. I think because there's a boon totem here. So let's crush this real quick. This way, Dwight can't heal himself over here. He has to actually find someone now. I hear someone. Hello. Don't mind me, Michaela. Who's good of hysteria? Mainly just Plague. In some cases, you could say Legion, but mainly Plague, maybe Legion. Otherwise, not many other killers, to be honest with you. Oh, Blink Bug. That's always fun when that happens. Who this? Is this Sweet Boy, or is this the other Michaela? This other Michaela. Good, double backs. Love it. Alright. And let's double blink here. Close but no cigar. Let's fatigue out. Does she drop pallet on me? No. Let's double blink again. You're gonna have to do short mid-range blinks on her, it looks like. And we're just so close and out of reach on her. But good stuff. She's playing well. She's now holding W. She's no longer doubling back as much. Corner tech? Yep. Really? I could have sworn I had the distance. I could have sworn. Oh, we got hitbox blocked by the wall. Oh, miserable. I mean, they're gonna get some gens, but that's fine. Honestly, I like playing against people who know how to play against Nurse, because that then allows me to learn how to play her better, theoretically speaking, by watching what they do, then applying it to future chases. So I love these type of chases, honestly. Hi, Tweet Boy. 8 seconds off that gen. I'd rather you not get the generator if possible, my friend. Good double back, though. I will say that much. Unfortunately, that vault was definitely not ideal. So let's pick you up. Sweet Boy is already injured, so going for a Sabo play is not the best idea in the world. Probably not very healthy. There's an injured Tweet. And a Michaela, too. Alright, blood going where? Blood kind of disappeared. Okay, over here. Fine by me. Now going where? Into the corn, into that tile. Perfect. Yeah, I think if you're going to go with 3 blinks, if you're probably not as good with Nurse as those who main her, I think probably Recharge is your better bet for the most part. Because mainly you're going to be getting 3 charges when you're carrying. For the most part, you're probably not going to be getting 3 charges. Probably going to pretty much rely on 2 charges as you would normally. Mori time. Goodbye, Michaela. You know, I hear you've been having nightmares, so let's put you to some eternal sleep. Alright, and time to find the last one, unless she finds Hatch. Kinda just blink around, and meanwhile. Thankfully found Hatch. And exit gate spawn is a little bit less than ideal for us, I will admit. I can only imagine being on Survivor side and once again hearing 3 blinks back to back to back. That is a frightening prospect. That is a frightening prospect. No, I do. I don't have range on right now, so it's a bit shorter. Once she closes her palm, that's a full charge. You don't need to look up fully to the sky. You don't need to do this. When you go down, you see her hand go down, that's when you're shortening it. So you don't need to look up all the way. Ah, she got it. Yeah, you don't need to look up here. All you need to do is ensure that your hand doesn't go down like that. As long as it's above neutral point, you don't need to look up any further. But GG, well played to these survivors. Yes, you can, in both scenarios, but you don't need to look up to the sky. That is something that you don't need to do. But not bad, that's a lot of fun. Metal Man said no work. You know, Metal Man can be a wee bit finicky. No doubt, no doubt. Alright, well that's Nurse. Kind of insane. Return of Omega Blink Nurse, more or less. Yo, what's up, 80? GG's, my friend, GG's. I appreciate stopping by, saying hi. Would love to have a year's party Guilty ones if you are interested. I am Mark, aka Guiltspire. I'm an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach codes how to play Killer and survivors how to play against Killer. Hope you're having a great day. Alright, who want to try out next? Who else got some buffs? Myers got, Scratch Mirror. Didn't know. So, Scratch Mirror, Evil Fin reveals Sapphire auras when it's stalking within 32 meters. Tier 2 within 16 meters. And this does not decrease their speed anymore, right? This is just Tier 2 can stalk. Is Infinite Peace better than Infinite Tombstone? What do you mean Infinite Peace? Tombstone Peace isn't infinite. So, if you were to kill a survivor with the Tombstone Piece, it disengages immediately. In order to do Infinite Tier 3 Infinite Tombstone, you'd have to do Judas Tombstone. Because once you mori someone with Tombstone Piece, it deactivates your Tier 3. So 16 meters. Like, I still feel like Scratch Mirror is better. But it does not decrease your speed anymore, it looks like. It just has you at Tier 1 or Tier 2. Interesting. We could do a Vanity Mirror play. We could do Vanity Mirror, then Dead Rabbit, which decreases your tears by 25% from 16, brings it down another 4 to, whatchamacallit, another 4 to 12, and then you could decrease it with Furtive Chase, if you really want to. Monitor would be 8, bring it down even further, so that's an option. We could do Monitor, or we could stick to Furtive Chase and Dead Rabbit, because that'd be 3 hooks of the Obsession, that'd be it. Let's do Vanity Mirror. Let's do Dead Rabbit. Let's run... Do you want to run Corrupt? I guess we could run Corrupt. Furtive Chase is not a bad idea. Like, we could do Nemesis Furtive Chase. Otherwise, we could just do it this way with Monitor and bring it down to 4 meters. I wonder how it stacks. Does Monitor bring it down first or Dead Rabbit? I think it's Dead Rabbit, then Monitor, so bring it down to 4 meters. Monitor and Furtive doesn't make sense because you're at 0 within, at that point, within 1 hook. Whereas if you do Dead Rabbit Furtive, it's 3 hooks. So, I think if we were to do this... Furtive Nemesis or Furtive or Monitor? Because we could just stick in, you know, Ruin Pop Monitor and do that. Let's do Ruin. Let's do Pop. Let's do Monitor then. Yeah, we'll do that. So we only have a 4-meter tear radius on tier 2. Alright. I mean, that's still going to be a really, really close tear radius. By the time they realize where we are, they're not going to be able to do much. And do we have any offerings for indoor maps? We do have the game. We have Hawkins. We have Leary's. I don't think we have Hawkins, though. RPD. Ooh, Midwich? Actually, yeah, Midwich isn't bad. RPD, please? No, I think we want to do Midwich. Midwich is pretty close, and it's a very tight 2-story, so you can look through the floor. So we'll do this. So I guess if it's 2-story like that, there's actually a slight issue. Especially because some of the areas, it's not that bad. It could be worse. Could be worse. But all the walls in RPD? I mean, same thing could be said for, whatchamacallit, Midwich. And RPD is so large is the thing. Do I want to do Furtive instead of Monitor? We'd have to hook the Obsession 3 times is the problem. No, I think we stick with Monitor. Yeah, we'll stick with Monitor. We could do the game instead, but there's so many pallets. And we're gonna stick with Midwich. I like Midwich for this a bit better than I would the game RPD. RPD is just way too large in my opinion. Midwich has a good number of walls around the gens, and you can stalk through the floor as well pretty well. It just means that we need to guard the... Ooh, okay, they might bring us to the game, where we are trying to bring in the Midwich. So, honestly, I'm not too concerned one way or another, whether it be Midwich or be the game. The game's a little less ideal. It is a 50-50 now on which one we go to, but I'm fine with either option, so this is okay. Yeah, so it's the only change they made with the patch notes for that. The fact that it no longer slows you down. I mean, that's the only thing they did. Alright. So let's try and find them. Oh, this is fantastic. 2 people are also running, No Mither. We got some No Mither gamers on our hands. Let's break some doors. I hear footsteps. I'm not sure if they're downstairs, but we saw scratch marks over here. Can I don't think I have wall hacks right now. I think it's only once I get into tier 2. Hi, how are you? Thank you for the feed, I appreciate it. Alright, well, she definitely knows that I'm here. Not too concerned about that, but surprisingly, she did not drop pallet. Alright, she's just checking if I respect. Unless she has dead heart, she's dead. Yeah, no doubt about that. Hi there. Sorry to tell you, but I have wall hacks. Sucks to suck. I was like, I should check just in case. I should check just in case. Andrew. Oh. This is a little bit unfortunate. Oh my word. This is actually very unfortunate. So, here's the thing. Shadowstep makes it so that I cannot read their aura. Which, guess what that means? Scratch Mirror doesn't do anything. Oh no. Boon Totem's actually putting in a lot of work, or rather Shadowstep specifically. I don't know if anyone's here. A little bit late. A little bit late. And because of how small this map is, 28 meters covers a good chunk of it. Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate. Like, we stalking right now, we can't see the Nia. Oh, wow. I mean, RPD could have had the same issue. I wasn't thinking about the Shadowstep, though. That I did not think about. Or a bloodlusted, so she's going down. Uh-huh. We'll grab you. It is active. That's not what I'm concerned about. It just sets a really big map for Scratch Mirror Myers, in my opinion. Interesting. Alright. That is a little bit unfortunate, but I guess that makes sense because we are 4-meter Myers, aren't we? Like, we're practically a stealth killer. Oh, she's dead already. Well, sorry about that, but a bit of a situation of your own making, my friend. Can't really help you much there. Let's go for you, Shadow, eh? I was about to say, I have no idea where she is until I saw the blood. The blood is the only reason why I knew that she was right there. She vaulted again. And again. And again. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no point in slugging a gnome either. Especially now with the increase in recovery that gnome either previously did not apply. Well, our build kind of got thrown into the garbage based on boon totems. Like, huge benefit for them. Hi there, Steve Boy. I don't really need Scratch Mirror to find you. Where's Scratch Marks? So there is a perk called Shadowstep that will conceal a survivor's scratch marks as well as their aura, as long as you're within range of the boon totem. So Shadowstep actually kind of insane in this situation because of the fact that I was trying to use Scratch Mirror, right? Because I have no aura read, as long as I'm within the range of the boon totem. I don't know how I didn't hit you. That's fine. Increase recovery, bro. No either is death. How fast recovery if you add Unbreakable? Would it be 125% speed at that point? Maybe. Unbreakable no either. I mean, the biggest thing is that most people who have the ability to read will know, oh, hey, I need to pick up no either because there's a second paragraph of text that tells you if you don't pick up this survivor, then they can pick themselves up. So, honestly. But yeah, the fact that one boon totem, I'm pretty sure, is taking away my entire aura reading ability is kind of ridiculous. Is it here? It is. Okay, I can see them now. So I see that they're upstairs. Are they still there? Yes, they are. Our 4-meter chariot is kind of ridiculous with Dead Rabbit Monitor. I feel like Behavior looks at Myers and treats him more like a stealth-based killer in some ways. I wonder what the percentage of survivors, or killers rather, use on Myers. Like, what perks? Like, does a large percentage of Myers players run Monitor Dead Rabbit? There you go. I think boons will get tweaked in some way or form, like the concept, but a bit strong. I think the biggest thing that makes them as strong as they are is the fact that you can reapply boon totems to a doll. There she is. But how you doing, Liz? Hopefully doing well. But yeah, I think that basically if a killer finds a boon totem, what should happen is that they simply crush the totem. Not that they extinguish the boon, that they simply crush it. Remove it from the game. That way, when the killer does so, it removes that totem from the match entirely. I think that would be the biggest change. That would make boon totems a little bit more fair. So why would you vault that? Why not just drop down? You gave me noise notification when you pretty much accomplished the same thing. Yeah, pretty much like a hex. You know, I think that would make sense because when, let's say, 4 people use 4 boon totems and the killer goes, okay, I'll only crush 1, 2, 3, and 4, then you can't just go, okay, cool, let me apply it for the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th time. There's just 1 totem left. So at max, you can apply boon totems 5 times. I think that would make sense. I don't know, that's what I initially thought it was, but I don't know why it's not. Yeah, that is a give and a take, I do suppose. Alternatively, you could also have it when you crush a boon totem, that it basically deactivates their perk. So it's a one-time use in that sense. But GG, well played to these survivors. I think what they could do is that if your boon totem gets crushed, you can't reapply it. Whereas if it does not get crushed, you can transfer it wherever. So you can bless multiple totems, and so on and so forth. Are you liking the PTB? It's been fun. Was excited for Mirror Myers until I remembered Shadowstep is a thing. Could not see your auras for the entire match. Yeah, just straight up could not see their auras. I think it was like at the beginning I could, but then nothing. Oh, looks like both the No Mithers running power struggle builds. Good luck, have fun, next match. Alright, let's also give a shout out to the TTV. I'm sure they're live. Fear _ is that, I think it's an I1337. Yeah, it looks right. 336. Let's see. Looks like they are not live, however. The healing one I think is a bit crazy. It's fine with the healing increase, but the fact that you can heal like you have self-care seems a bit much. I don't mind that as much, because I think that if they would make that tweak where it'd be a one-time use, if it gets found and crushed, would make the difference. Because much like hexes, high risk, high reward. But in the case of boon totems, there is no risk because you can simply reapply it again and again and again and again. So there is no risk, it's just reward. It takes time, yes, to bless, but the time benefit outweighs the time it takes to bless. Because just one use of Circle of Healing saves you 16 seconds. Because otherwise, normally, how it works is that you get injured, you find another survivor, they heal you. It takes 16 seconds to heal, but it takes 2 people, so that's 32 seconds. Whereas you bless a totem for 16 seconds, the injured survivor then goes to the totem, they heal. Now at that point, you have now basically done the same. That's 32 seconds. Once you have a second person, though, heal and your Circle of Healing, now you've just saved 16 seconds throughout the match. Then same thing at the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and so on. So every time someone heals in your Circle of Healing, you are saving 16 seconds after the first survivor. So I think the biggest issue is not that they're strong. I think the biggest issue is that there is no risk. Because hexes, once they get cleansed, they're gone. You lose a perk. Whereas boon totems right now, you just need to reapply. So unless the killer is basically snuffing it out every single time. So let's say you bless it, and the killer snuffs it out. Well, you just now wasted 32 seconds. So in order to get a benefit, you then need to have 3 people heal at your totem. So as long as you're snuffing it out, that's fantastic. But that means that if, let's say, they put the totem near an inactive gen, one that's already been completed, then you're going out of your way to do so. And that's the biggest thing. And I feel like a lot of survivors are not thinking that through. They're just putting the boon totem wherever, right? And so I think right now, a killer should not snuff out the boon totem, because it's just a waste of time. Until we actually break the totem, that is. But I don't think I can really test out the updated or buffed Scratch Mirror or Mirror Myers until the PTP is over, because we're just going to see Shadowstep every game. So we're not going to get any aura read. Who else got tweaks? Who else? Let me check the patch notes. Patch notes. Hey, what's up, Marcus? How you doing today, my friend? Hope you're doing well. All right, who else got buffs? So obviously we did Trapper, a lot of fun. Wraith got a little bit of a nerf. The speed boost got reduced by half a second, which is actually going to be pretty significant. Billy, the add-ons are still hot garbage. Nurse, we already did. Myers, remove the speed penalty on Vanity Mirror. Hag, Waterlogged Shoes is meh. Pig. Okay, we're gonna do some pig. And we're gonna pig now. Let's take a look. So, Bag of Gears increased reverse bear trap setting speed bonus to 50 was 20. Creative Gears decreased Jigsaw box search time, so they nerfed to Creative Gears. Tamper Timer got nerfed by 10 seconds. Rule number 2. What does rule number 2 now do? Do I have rule number 2? I don't think I even have rule number 2. Manda's Letter. Or viewer range increases 16 meters. Meh. Increase crouch movement speed by 6% on Medical Foul. Meh. Razor Wire. Meh. Workshop Grease increases ambush attack charge speed by 50%. Decreases ambush attack miss cooldown by 25. That's not bad. I kind of am interested in that. Also, is this rule number 2? Yes. Disable the survivor's ability to see jigsaw boxes highlighted until their trap is active. Kind of cool. Jigsaw's annotated plan increases reverse bear trap by 1, increases bear trap death timer by 10 seconds. Meh. Ooh, that's interesting though. Whenever a generator is completed, 10 seconds are removed from the death timer of all active reverse bear traps. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. But the point of Pig is to slow down the game, so kind of a meh on that one too. She has a disabled pink add-on where everyone starts with the traps on their head. Oh, so it's disabled right now. Then survivors begin the trial for reverse bear traps installed. Was uncommon. But you said it's disabled. So I cannot currently use it by that method. That's not Amanda's Letter. That's the other one. Okay, so if it's disabled. To this day, people don't 99% gens against Pig. I cry every time. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Unless there's Ruin, in which case, you know, that's understandable. But yes, you should 99 more often. Welcome back, Giraffe. So if it's disabled right now, I guess there isn't much to test out on Pig. I guess by that, then, Spirit. Increase passive phase duration. Dried Cherry Blossom survivor trigger Killer Instinct when they come within 4 meters of the Spirit. You could do that. Could be kind of interesting. But scratch marks are no longer visible when using the Haunting. Ooh, interesting. Sci-High. Use activated ability button to return to the Husk and end the Haunting. Kind of cool. Mother's Glasses. Survivors trigger Killer Instinct when they come within 2 meters, but scratch marks are no longer visible. Uchiwa. Instantly recharge Yamako's Haunting when stunned by a pallet. I don't think that'll be too beneficial, but kind of cool. Senko Hanabi. When Yamoka's haunting ends, Spirit's house explodes and he vaults within 4 meters or blocked for 5 seconds. Kind of like a bamboozle, kind of like that. Furin. The face and sound is heard by all survivors, basically prayer beads. Kintsugi Teacup. Instantly recharges Yakumo's hunting after breaking a pallet or a wall. That is actually kind of interesting and almost reminds me of, like, Bubba? It's strange to say, but the way that Bubba works is that on 1 charge of your power, and if you shred a pallet, then you have 2 to pick up distance and insta-down. You could theoretically have the pallet dropped, break it, phase walk immediately, and catch up to them. That's not bad. Bloody Hair Brooch, Dirty Uebaki, Katsumori, Talisman, Prayer Bead, Baselit, and Frost's Glasses have been removed, and then new Terror Radius music. Is there anything that really stands out to me to try, though? Not really. Like, there's some interesting add-ons, but nothing that, like, really screams at me, I need to see what this looks like. I guess we could see how good or how bad she is now that she has that, noise cue or audio cue within proximity. Big concerned about the Built-to-Last change? Oh yeah, Built-to-Last is kind of nutty. Are legit mad about the Spirit Nerfs. I'm so glad they finally addressed her, though. Yeah, I'm not mad about the Spirit Nerfs. I think that it does add more counterplay. Do I think that she's still strong? Yes. I think that, at the very least, she's an A tier now. I do not think that where before she was neck and neck in conversations regarding S tier Nurse versus S tier Spirit, she is no longer in that conversation. I think now she's probably worse than Blight at the very least. I don't think we need to play Spirit right now, to be honest. Plague. Plague actually has some significant changes. Specifically, the cooldown movement speed increase and the infection time. As well as they generate more infection when interacting with infected objects now. That's actually kind of cool. Counter cleanse at a fountain increased by 2 seconds. Any add-ons that really stand out to me? Limestone Seal, object infection bonus increased to 20 seconds. Medic Potion increased Valve Purge effectiveness to 30% was 25. That's kind of insane. Infected Medic, decreased Valve Purge effectiveness bonus to 40% was 50. Fair. It was kind of insane at 50% increase. And they did kind of balance it out. Removed object duration modifier, added increased manure pools and trial by 1. So does Ashen Apple now add 2? Or is it only 1? Ashen Apple. Start the trial with 1 additional pool of devotion, increasing the number of pools of devotion in the trial. Okay, so that means that instead of 6 pools, there are 7 pools. Interesting. That could actually be pretty relevant, actually. That could be really relevant. Increase purge duration. Cleanse, had their ore revealed. Decrease the number of pools of devotion trial by 2. Let's play a match of Plague. There isn't many, like, add-ons that really stand out to me and go, I think I need to use this or try this, but still. It's rank 1 at Skiller for the first time last night. Hey, that's awesome! And happy to hear that I could help out with that, Liz. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what are probably the most significant changes? Valmedic, Valmedic changed. Increases velocity of Vom projectile by 10%. Infected Emetic is now by 40. Okay, so Vilemedic is like a dead perk at this point. And I'm not sure how velocity really works into anything. Infected Emetic is good. Ashen Apple is kind of nice. Then increase the charge rate of Val Purge and Corrupt Purge by 50%. That's still really good as far as rubbing oil is concerned. I think we run Infected Emetic and rubbing oil, though Ashen Apple is nice, and I think that 1 additional pool could be beneficial. It could also be detrimental, theoretically. So let's run this, and let's give it a go. Let's play a match of Plague. I'm not sure if there's really going to be a noticeable difference, but I think that movement speed increase on the cooldown could be actually pretty beneficial. I also want to note something. I'm pretty sure the patch notes only note that the movement speed increase on the cooldown is only for Vile Purge, but not Corrupt Purge. Ooh, that's actually kind of fascinating. So it's better for when you're vomiting on them and infecting them, but not when you're trying to down them. Okay, interesting, interesting. I have to keep that in mind. See if we notice a difference. Because the reason why that's actually relevant, right, is because at least with Corrupt Purge, if you hit them, your cooldown, though still matters, they still gain distance off of the momentum, the speed boost that they get from getting injured. Whereas with the Vile Purge, with the cooldown being, or the speed on cooldown increasing to 3.6, only 0.4%, or 0.4 less than a survivor, you're going to be on top of them if you infect them. That's actually pretty relevant. And may incentivize plagues to go for downs off of the infect, which they already are, even more so, and make them even more lethal. This actually could be a lot more significant than I initially anticipated. Interesting. Okay, I'm curious now. I'm curious. This has piqued my interest once I got thinking about it a bit more. My interest has been piqued. So let's see, what videos are we gonna have tomorrow? We're gonna have a Trapper video for the PTB. Maybe not a nurse video. I didn't really, not the best nurse in the world. Maybe a Plague video. And then who else did we play today? We played Trapper, we played Nurse, Plague. I think that's all right now, isn't it? Then we'll see if we have time for some other killers. And I think after this, we go into Deathslinger, which is pretty significant, actually. The Deathslinger change, I'm very curious on. And is going to be... That one, that's a nerf that I feel like with Spirit, there isn't much. But we are on Gas Heaven. Which... We got a pretty bad spawn. They probably spawned over here at this car pile, and they did. Perfect. So let's go for the infection here. We need some more distance before we vomit on them, though. Break the door. She vaults again. If she wouldn't have fast vaulted, I could have seen that being a beneficial play. There goes Ruin. That's pretty ugly. Yeah, that speed decrease is actually, or speed increase rather, is actually pretty significant. Like, look at that. We're able to keep so much distance on Dwight after that break. Alright, he goes into middle now. There's a Disco, which tells me those are two healthy survivors. Perfect. Yeah, the speed increase feels really, really good. Having a Ruin gun, though, not so much, for obvious reasons. I'm really thinking with all the anti-Ruin perks, or anti-totem perks that are becoming a thing, I'm really thinking that Ruin's days might become numbered, but man, look at how ridiculous that is, the cooldown. Like, we don't lose distance. Like, straight up point blank, we just don't lose distance. Yeah. That feels very nice. She held her ground pretty well. I'm shocked on that. Unless you have Dead Hard. Yeah. Everyone's infected now? We can grab our Corrupt Purge and start going to town. Yeah. The buff, like, at face value didn't seem too significant. This feels pretty nice. This feels very, very nice. There's cleanse. Okay, we know where they are too. Keep in mind that that buff does not benefit corrupt purge, to my knowledge. Just the vile purge. Which, we'll see if that does hold true. It wouldn't be outside the realm possibility of behavior misquoting what they did. And I think they did. Because I think that feels about the same. I could be mistaken. But that very much feels the same. Wish they had fixed the frickin' hit validation, though. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. That's a little bit nutty. Because that does apply on the corrupt purge, not just the vile purge. Okay. Uh-huh. That is a thing. Let's grab our pool, which I never knew a pool could spawn back here. This is vastly inconvenient for it to spawn there, too. I will mention. But everyone infected again. Fantastic. There's a cleanse here. And there's Tweet Boy. That's fine. Since you're on a gen, I know you don't have DS. And now they're starting to cleanse a bit more. Might be a little bit too late, though. Especially if Dwight immediately becoming infected again. Like, if you're going to cleanse, at least try and stay cleansed for a little bit, my boy. Alright, let's bring our remaining purge. Okay, they opened it up. Alright, let's vault with you. Why can't I vault? That seemed really strange. It's like he was body blocking the vault from the other side, which shouldn't be possible. It would just move his model out of the way, basically. So there goes Dwight. That was very strange. And like, it didn't even give me a prompt to vault. And they're doing pretty well right now. They are consistently using 2 or more people on a gen to force it out pretty quick. So we are falling a little bit behind here without Ruin. Thana's doing a ton of work, though. Like, Thana's doing a wonderful job of slowing down the game. Good job on that Blast Mine. Love to see it. Blast Mine's such a punishing turn. Okay, you can get away with the Blast Mine. You can't get away with both the Blast Mine and a Flashlight, my dear. I'm sorry to tell you. That just ain't how this works. Yeah, what's up, Simple? How you doing, my friend? Hearts to you as well. Or another disco in the distance. Alright, let's carry Pop over there. I wish I had a Corrupt on the way. Dwight, my boy. I swear to God, if you cleanse, then immediately go for the pickup in basement, I'm gonna be so disappointed in you. Alright, you have Pallet. Uh-huh. What do you do now? You have another pallet out front that you can use, will you? Hi there, Dwight. How are you? And you don't lose distance. Like, look at this. You just don't lose distance. You get up all... It's like, for those who remember old Billy, it's like... Or, I guess Billy right now. It's like Billy. Yeah, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw what you're attempting. Not about it, though. Enjoy your vomit bath, Dwight. Such a freaking disgusting Mori. Did they cleanse all? No, there's still one left. So we'll grab her power now before they're able to force the cleanse. Plague is so gross. She really is, but I do love her as a killer. She's so good, and this buff is not insignificant. I really want to make this clear. Like, this buff is really, really huge. Because you saw with us being on top of Dwight's back, basically, and not really seeing any lost distance when vomiting on him, just means that you're able to kind of use her like Billy in a way, instead of revving your chainsaw and sticking it in their back for the down. If you aren't a skilled Billy like myself, you can pretty much just stand in their back, vomit on it, and just down them immediately. It is a little bit insane. Unfortunately, not having BT against Plague, usually a bad idea, my dear. Alright. Are you Moriable? Yes, you are. Mori number 2. Come here, Cheryl. It's time for your vomit bath. This one's, I was going to say censored. Apparently not. Hello, Dwight. How you doing, bud? And, oh, you're still on Death Hook. Okay, well, you get up now. Up you go. I'll come back for you once you're on Death Hook, my dear. Don't you worry. You two will get your vomit shower. Okay. I didn't hear that gen pop, by the way. I got 0 sound regarding that gen pop. Alright, and now you get worried. Goodbye, Michaela. But GG, well played to the survivors. Yeah. That buff seems really inconsequential. But Plague was a pretty good killer as is. This definitely brings her up a step. For sure. Really, it does. What'd I do? I appreciate you. Good luck, have fun, next match. When you get a chance, take a look at what I put in Pet's channel. Alright, can do. What'd you put in Pet's channel? Chunky cat? Looks like they want you to pet their belly. Very cute. I mean, very cute. Alright. Well, I don't think I need to test Plague more. I just think that her buff is really good, and before people would claim that Plague was A tier, I think maybe I might agree with that. At least with this buff. Before I was still thinking like B tier, now I'm thinking maybe A. Maybe A tier, but let's move on to Slinger Boy. Slinger's nerf is pretty significant. Slinger's nerf is pretty significant, so gonna be interesting to see how this feels. So, basically, long and short of it is, in order to shoot a survivor, you need to aim down sights. In order to M1 a survivor, you need to fully exit the aim animation. This cooldown when a survivor breaks free is now the same duration as a successful hit cooldown. Oh, that's kind of nice. Okay, that's a little bit of a buff. That's cool. Tear radius was increased to 32 meters, was 24. I think before monitored abuse was used, I think it's kind of necessary now. I think it does need to be a staple. Gold Creek Whiskey, removed moon speed penalty. Marshal's Badge, removed moon speed penalty. Iridescent Coin, decreased range. And reworked out on Hellshire Iron. When a survivor is speared, gained undetectable. The effect persists for 10 seconds after the survivor is no longer speared. Interesting. Okay. So not too much as far as that's concerned. But I think this is still the build that you use on Slinger. Actually, you know what? Correction. I've been liking Eruption on Slinger a lot lately, instead of Ruin. Let's bring, in my opinion, probably some of the best add-ons. Rusted Spike and Warden's Keys. So let's do this. I think next time I would want the devs to look at our Tombstone Myers and Victor Charlotte. I think Victor needs a bigger cooldown when he gets kicked, maybe 15 seconds or so. I would agree with that. I still think that they need to roll back the change they made. They made it so that you get punished on successful hits. I think what they need to do is they need to punish you on unsuccessful hits. When you miss a hit, that cooldown or that stun time should be longer. Basically, it should be flipped to what it is right now. I think that they could increase the respawn time of Victor. I could agree with that. Upon getting kicked. I think upon getting recalled, I don't think you should. I also would argue that you should be able to recall Victor after a period of time when he's left out, in no man's land. So there's a few things that I would like to change about Victor. As far as Tombstone Myers, I think the reason why we see Tombstone Myers so much is because Myers is still an F-tier killer. I think they just need to work on Myers, but they can't do so without the IP holder's permission. So that is a mild issue that I don't see being resolved unless the IP holder agreed to a rework. Yes. I mean, that is pretty much true. You kick Victor, and Charlotte's able to bring Victor back out pretty much immediately. So you're not wrong in saying that. So I think that if you kick Victor, the twins should get punished more. At the same time, I think that Victor should get punished less for successful hits versus unsuccessful hits. I feel like they nerfed the twins incorrectly last time. So, I think there's still a few things they could do with twins. I think the next killer they're probably going to look at is Nurse. I think one thing Behavior's trying to do is lower the ceiling, or the power ceiling for killer. But in doing so for the average player, that's a good thing. You're bringing down the ceiling, which means that the higher tier killers are going to be ending up on a more level playing field. Before Spirit was way above the next best killer on A tier, which was Twins. Now, she's a bit closer, right? Yes, I have not played Ghostface yet. He is next on the list. We're going down the patch notes. So next one after Slinger is going to be Ghostface. Then Blight wasn't really changed. Oni wasn't really changed. So I think Slinger and Ghostface are kind of the last two to really test out. For the most part. We might not get the Ghostface today. But we'll see. Depends on how many games it takes for us to really test out Slinger. We might do like 2 matches of Slinger. But the Plague match was insane. Alright, we're on the Pale Rose with the post-nerf Slinger Boy. Let's see how bad this is. Ooh. Okay. That feels really awkward. That feels really awkward because you press it, and it goes through the full animation. So you have to commit to the animation. Ooh. That feels really awkward. That's something that I think anyone who plays Slinger is going to have to get used to. That's awkward for sure. We saw scratch marks. Oh, I see them now. Maybe? Nope. I thought I saw moving grass. Maybe I was wrong. Oh, there we go. We see them here. So, little known fact about Slinger and hitboxes, if you aim above their head, it does connect. The biggest thing is, I don't care about in those moments where the survivor is not moving. I care about these moments. But I guess we don't need to ADS for this one. Slinger in the 1v1 was really strong, and there was very little counterplay. Kind of like OG Pyramid Head pre-nerf. So I can definitely understand where Behavior is coming from an average player standpoint. But once it gets up to like higher MMR, this change is very, very significant. and is going to have huge implications on his usage at higher MMR. At lower MMR, not so much. And I would say that the biggest thing that I don't like out of the changes they're made was the tear radius change. Their argument is that no other ranged killer does not have a lullaby. Oh my god, it's not like impossible to snapshot now, because that was a snapshot, but man, that is really, really uncomfortable. So timing wise, that's kind of I don't like it. Like, I can still get some decent shots, but you have to kind of more or less predict their movement that much more now, which is interesting. Let's go up and get a pop-off, ideally. Where are you at, survivors? Alright, where are we going, Thingman? Yep, that's fine. Fully expected that to happen. Did she just anti-hemorrhagics or styptication? Like, I saw that she did something. He's going over here. Yeah, the movement speed decrease as well really does mean that you have to kind of be a bit more patient. You can't just, like, snap fire constantly. It almost reminds me of, like, Huntress's wind-up time, but not as egregiously bad. Like, it's not as slow as Huntress's wind-up, but it's definitely not comfortable either. It's not something that you want to have to go through for that hit. So it does force you to be really patient with your shots, I will say. Where'd she go? Oh, she went back up. I was expecting her to go down and around. Not over this way. Okay, what's the game plan? I don't think... Oh, balanced landing? I was about to say, I don't think I need to shoot you. But now I think I do. So it's not bad. It's kind of like Pyramid Head. So I think it's the best way to think about it. It's almost exactly like Pyramid Head, in a sense that you prime the M2, and then you launch it, right? Then you get the hit. So it's kind of like that, where you can kind of almost set up the shot. I don't know what they'd be able to do for Nurse without, like, really nerfing her into the ground. The only thing I can think of is extending the penalty for missed blink strikes. For the most part, that'd be the main thing that I can think of, is punish you more for making mistakes. So that way, highest level players can still use her as they already have been, but lower skill players will still get punished, which will then kind of meet in the middle for the average player, to where they're not able to just, you know, use Nurse and get wins because it's Nurse. I think that's the best way to nerf killers for the most part, is punish misplays. Don't simply just bring down the ceiling. You kind of do so within the same stroke, but you don't upset the higher skill players, right? Wait, who did we hit? Okay, we actually hit her. I was about to ask there, I was like, did I get Zarina somehow? So, it definitely feels a bit awkward. But it does remind me of Pyramid Head. And if I think about that enough, it makes me feel more comfortable with this change, I will admit. Thank you. Hello, Thingman. How are you? Thingman, you do understand that I know you're here, right? So that doesn't work out all too well. Yeah, so you can kind of still get those snapshots. It's a bit more delayed, so you have to, if they're running, you have to aim a little bit more ahead of them. Did they change monitoring abuse? No, they did not change monitoring abuse. What they did do is increase Deathslinger's terror radius. Think of the audio, he's gonna know. Yeah, pretty much. Like, she had to know that I knew that she was there. There's no way that she didn't, right? Oh no, guys, do you really want me to mori you now? A little bit too far, I think. Just a little. Bye, Zarina. Bye, Zarina. Upsy daisy. Such a brutal moray. I do love that. Actually, I've never asked this question. Does Maureen actually reload your gun? I'm kind of curious on that now. I want to find out. I want to make sure my gun is not loaded next time I Mori. I want to see if it actually reloads. That'd be kind of a cool thing if it does. Like a very small thing, but still something pretty cool. They haven't gone for the... Oh, no. Oh, there. I was about to say, I saw the timer stop for a second there. So you are incentivized in those scenarios where you see survivors kind of wiggle back and forth like that. It's almost like Huntress, right? Where you need to hold your hatchet and kind of take the movement speed penalty, so you don't really give them as much distance. Yeah, so you do the same thing, basically. Whereas Huntress... Alright, let's shoot real quick. Let's find out. Alright, upsy days, Michaela. Your worst nightmares did not prepare you for that. Answer? No. Oh, that would've been so cool! That would've been such a neat detail behavior. That would've been such a neat detail. Yeah, that's definitely a boo moment for sure. Feng Min, you alright there? Good night, Frostboy. Have a good one, my friend. Can I more you, please? There we go. Upsy daisy. Yeah, they should absolutely have made it so where it reloads. That one's so cool. And looks like they found Hatch. Good RNG for them, but GG, well played to these survivors. Yeah, not bad, honestly. I thought that the nerf was going to be a lot worse, in my opinion. That did not feel horrible. Like I said, it felt very reminiscent of Pyramid Head's M2 now, where you have that lead-up time, but you can almost instantaneously M2 into an M1. And you can kind of do the same thing now with Deathslinger. So if you know the timing of Pyramid Head, which I actually haven't checked that they fixed in the PTB or not, you kind of do the same with Slinger now. So it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't mind this nerf as much as I expected it to. I think the only thing that I really mind out of this entire nerf is their terror radius increase. I think they should have either kept the terror radius at 24 or decreased it to 20 like Huntress, and given them a lullaby range. Like Trickster, like Huntress. Which Huntress is still a very big anomaly, because she has a 45-meter lullaby range and a 20-meter terror radius. Like, if they're going to do that for one range killer, they should probably do it just for all, right? Top 5 Moris in the game. I could agree with that, yeah. It is pretty nice. Yeah, Huntress was a very early thing. They never really have touched her much. So, yeah, her lullaby is 45 meters. The thing is with lullabies is that you don't get directionality. You just understand how close you are, but you don't know where they're coming from. So it's kind of interesting in that regard. Same thing for Trickster, actually. A lot of people don't realize that Trickster has a lullaby as well. I don't know the range of the lullaby, though, on Trickster. I might actually take a look. I'm kind of curious now. DBD, survivors. I don't think it's 45 meters, though. I think it's smaller than that. And his tear radius is 24 meters. Trickster. Jiwoon Hawk. Lullaby range. Lullaby range is 8 to 40 meters? What does that mean? 8 to 40 meters. Why is it 8 to 40 meters? His tear radius is 24 meters. But what does it mean 8 to 40? Does it have... Huh. I haven't even noticed his lullaby as much. I need to try and remember to listen to that next time. It's so subtle, is the thing. But why is it 8 to 40 meters? Lullaby. Huntress hums a literal lullaby. Freddy technically has a lullaby when you're in the dream world. Victor shrieks, and Trickster emits a melody. Does Huntress have a range, or is that a straight 45? No, lullaby radius for Huntress is a straight 45. Interesting. So why does Trickster have a... And he has a lullaby that apparently has a range between 8 and 40. It's not consistent. That's so strange. Is there any lullaby trivia? Here we go. The Trickster's lullaby is unique amongst killer lullabies in that it varies in volume with distance in the form of a bell curve. The lullaby ranges from 8 to 40 meters is independent of his tear radius. From 8 meters away, the volume gradually increases from nothing to a medium level at 16 meters away. From 16 meters away, the volume swiftly increases to its peak volume at 24 meters away. From 24 meters away, the volume swiftly decreases back to a medium level at 30 meters away. And from 30 meters away, the volume greatly decreases from a medium level to nothing at 40 meters away. So the reason is, and the reason why a lot of people probably don't notice it, is because his tear radius is 24 meters. And the lullaby is loudest at 24 meters. So all you're paying attention to is the tear radius. So if they were... Oh, that's so interesting. That's really interesting. I feel like if they have it with Tricks, they should probably do the same with like Huntress and Slinger. That makes so much more sense. Alright, well, let's jump in with some Ghosty Boy. What other changes do they make other than... So, let's look at Ghostface. Recovery time decreased to 24 seconds. Matchbook recovery modifier to 2 seconds was 4 seconds. Address book from 3 seconds to 6 seconds. So you get an increase or decrease of 5 seconds down to 19 seconds. Previously was 20 seconds. So that's not bad. That's actually not bad. Basically the same if you're looking from an add-on perspective. By 1 second. Oh no. Recovery, sorry, Chewed Pen is 4 seconds. Address book is 3, so that's 7 now. So it brings it down to, what is that? 17. Previously was 8 and 6, 14. Which brought it down to 16. So actually it's worse with Chewed Pen Olsen's address book as it used to be. It used to get down to 16, now it's 17. So it's actually 1 second worse with add-ons. I'm curious to know what it is like with add-ons, though. What do you think about the new Hex Blood Favor? So... Trickster is currently busted with it. I'm pretty sure it's bugged. Because you hit the Survivor 1 time and pallets stop working. Overall, though, I think it's fine. I think that Blood Favor is still... The risk versus reward is still not there for the most part. If you are having enough trouble with pallets that you need Blood Favor, then there are other questions to be asked, if that makes sense. Can it shorten your chases? Abso-freaking-lutely. Would I use it over Ruin? No. But we are on the Rotten Fields, testing out some Ghosty Boy without add-ons, seeing how much that 6-second decrease on the recovery time is actually beneficial. Let's take a look. Let's hit you. So let's chase you out. You're at hill, then meat tree thereafter. Haunted ground just activated though. Pain and suffering. Well, we got the down. We still have another 45 seconds left. So we have some time to kill still. We're gonna be probably at 30 seconds before we get into another chase. But Undyne is gone. Haunted ground is actually still up though. Really? He's able to still see me through the corn on the hook. That's annoying. Okay, don't know why you vaulted to you all in the first place. Don't know why you vaulted it a second time either. That was a rather peculiar choice. One stack to devour. Let's, you know, let them do their thing. Let's check for more survivors and try and get our devour stacks. Hello there, my dear. Don't mind me, just gonna whack you in the face. Or rather, stab ya. Now, this ain't a real whacking knife. This is more of a stabbing knife. Hope you don't mind. I was really hoping she was gonna camp that pallet. But I'll take the vault anyways, that's fine. Oh, so close, but so far away. Alright, she doesn't play it again for the pallets that she leaves the next tile. Honestly, a smart play. That is overall good heads-up play by her. We'll gain distance on the vault, but she has pallet to make distance again. Let's interrupt this, Jen. She is going to run from the gen. I imagine they have a boon totem set up somewhere to try and get healed again. Thank you for the hit. Yeah, built to last. I'm going to do a video on why it's busted, and it's not for the reason a lot of people are thinking of, to be honest with you. A lot of people are thinking built to last is busted because of medkit usage, but it's not about how often you can use medkits, it's how often you can use commodious toolboxes. And it is a little bit insane. Alright, no one over here. Imagine back on this gen. Where are you at, survivor? Not on my totem. Surprising. Looks like you're back here and you're injured too. Ooh, do you have spine chill? I'd like to down you before Devour activated. Oh yeah, that's why it built to last as is. It's gonna get banned from comp. Like, you're not gonna see that in comp play. Okay, they know Devour Hope's now out there. We still have 2 Haunted Ground Totems, 1 Devour Hope, meaning that now they could activate Haunted Ground again. There's Haunted Ground again. Good stuff. Tis unfortunate for the lot of you. Unfortunately, I found someone that's still injured. But not the end of the world, I suppose. This will be number 4 on the unhook, and this here will be number 5. So we're within Mori range now. Number 4. Let's cloak up. There's the boon totem. This one's actually one of the more difficult totems to find because it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of beneficial in that regard. Scratch marks. Give them a moment. Hook changes position. There's unhook number 5. We're still cloaked up. Sorry to say, but you will be the first victim, my dear. All right, say cheese. Be the first Mori of many. All right, let's take a look around. No one there. I'm sure they're still hunting the Mori. Makes sense, as they should be. Are they on the totem? They are not. I mean, the best thing they can do if they're not hunting it is to... Hold up. Do gens. Hello there, my dear. You're gonna vault? Yes, you are. Fine by me. That's an L wall. He gave up too much distance, which will result in down on the L. Alright, time to kill you. Mori number 2. Let's add it to the scrapbook. Alright, survivors, where you're at. That answers that question. Not going to complain. I hear them. Mori number 3 incoming. No, no, no. We're not going to pick you up. Come on. There we go. Now we can kill you. Yeah, no. They did a great job with Michaela's lore and her character model. 100%. Mori number 3. All right, Megan. It's your time to shine. Either get Mori'd by Devour, get Mori'd by the Mori. And you're around here. As that crow to come back. Oh, she's going this way. He's actively around here. Not sure if she passed through. There she is. So she found Hatch. No? No Hatch? Looks like you volunteer for the scrapbook. And that there will be number 4. Well, why read the lore there, Giraffe, when I've started another series called Lore by Daylight? But GG, well played to these survivors. So, I love you too. So the 6-second decrease on base kit does feel nice. It really does. So that's not bad. It's not a huge change, but it's not insignificant either. It's not insignificant either, as previously, in order to get that 6-second decrease, you would have needed a chewed pen, or you would have needed an address book. So basically, it's, you know, giving you a base kit address book, not bad. So, I'll take it. That's kind of nice. All good, Giraffe, all good. Thankfully, we have less daily videos going up unless there are updates like the PTB where there's a lot going on. We're doing like 1 edited video a week right now, though the PTB, we have a ton of videos going out. We had, yesterday, we had Michaela's video going out. We had the lore video going out where I read through her entire lore. I'm not sure if you were here earlier when I mentioned it about creating a Patreon and about hiring someone to storyboard the lore. I'm having Frankie reach out to some of his friends who are illustration majors. Depending on the price, then they can figure out what the monthly goal would be for Patreon. Much like other lore channels, or channels that do lore like that, pretty much all the money from the Patreon would go to the illustrator. None of it would reach my pocket. The main benefit for me would be the views on YouTube if you guys enjoyed it, right? About the trap buff, I know he has purple bag where he spawns with all of his traps and they can't be picked up. If he sets a trap down, can he still pick it up? With or without that add-on, Liz? With the add-on, which is Trapper Sack, the purple one, where he starts with all his traps, no. He cannot pick up traps. Can he reset traps? Yes. Can he pick up traps in general without that add-on? Yes. Will I say that Trapper Sack is arguably probably one of the best add-ons for him right now? Absolutely. Mix that with an Iridescent Stone, even better. I'll be doing a Trapper video, putting up on YouTube of my gameplay from today. That'll be going out tomorrow, probably with, like, everything else that we did today. Yeah, I like Ghostface's buff. I think that the 6% or 6-second decrease is not huge, but it's not insignificant. So if he sets a trap down with that add-on and say he wants to pick it up later, he can't? Correct. He cannot. So if you have Trapper Sack, you start with all of your traps, but you cannot pick up traps. That is how it works. So if you want to place a trap, you better make sure that that trap can get multiple traps. So place wisely. So you want to focus in on loops that normally allow survivors to loop multiple times. Let's actually, you know what, screw it. We have time for one more match. I actually really enjoyed my Trapper matches today. Let's do Eerie Stone Trapper Sack. Honestly, I really enjoyed today's matches with Trapper. So, in my opinion, the best combination of add-ons, if you don't care for, like, rarity, I think it's Iridescent Stone Trapper Sack right now. I also think that Iridescent Stone and Coffee Grinds is really good, too. Bloody Coil, Oily Coil, also really fun. Like, there's some pretty good add-on combos. Glad they can start with 2 traps. That should have been there from the start. 100%. Honestly, I know I'm asking for a lot. I kind of wish that Trapper Sack was default. Like, I kind of wish that you started with all of your traps, and I could personally take the downside of never being able to pick up a trap again on base kit. Because starting with all your traps is so significant. It feels like a different killer. It really does. So I am happy to see the 2 trap buff. But man, Trapper Sack is probably the best add-on that they have added to him. Also, I see that we're playing against a Flashlight Squad. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, certain times your RNG just sucks. Like, at the very least, I wish they would have centralized the trap spawns a bit, right? To make it so that they can't just end up in a wayward corner. Like, they need to have put the traps somewhere where you're actually going to run through eventually. Whereas I don't want to have to go to the corner of the map to pick up my trap, to put down the trap, the rinse, repeat. You know, it's kind of the same way of, like, Plague's pools. Like, you can be on Backwater Swamp and all your pools are on the outskirts of the map. You're never going to use them. So I feel like that RNG, or at least the placement of those things like traps, like her Pools of Devotion, need to be centralized a little bit. But that's my take. Otherwise, I would love to spawn off all my traps. Bad him. We can play around this, alright. Yeah, just the spawn of all your traps is just so freaking amazing. It really is. And with Iridescent Stone on top of which, it's kind of nasty, to be honest with you. Because even if they disarm it, you still can have it reset. And the thing is, because of Iridescent Stone, it checks only the traps that have been set. So, you know, it's not checking all 8 traps to reset. It's just checking the ones that you personally have put down. Which is actually pretty significant. Alright, let's start going to our active gens to slow them down a bit. Nothing here. Let's check House of Pain. They're in House of Pain. Let's break this door. I hear him to my left. There's the Boon Totem. Be my guest. Love it. Get the pallet, get the hit. And I don't really need to care about your Boon Totem. Still see blood. Blood disappeared awkwardly there. I was about to say, I did not have much of an explanation to where they went because of Shadowstep. Like, Shadowstep in conjunction with, Quick and Quiet, kind of ridiculous. Like, if they're not injured, it's very easy to lose them. Okay, I want to play this. Actually, where's basement? I didn't check if basement was in shack. I don't think it is, which is pretty significant here, because if basement's here, we can do something really dirty. That's fine. We can do something really, really dirty. We did this with oily coil and oily coil. Let's see. It is not, unfortunate. That's fine though. We're gonna make this place a freaking death trap. So if you're in school, you have to contend with 2 traps that will reset themselves. Alright, so they're out front. The thing is, I can't go past them either. I do need to step in them, but that's a small price to pay for school being locked down. Hi there, survivors. I'd rather you not complete this if at all possible. Shadowstep hiding the Fang Min scratch marks. Pretty significant, actually. It's down you. Let's try and slow down the Fang Min here. Let's slow down the game. One person hooked up. Fang Min still injured. No mither. Quick and quiet. We did not hear a noise notification. There you go. Let's put you on a hook first, because you've probably fully recovered. And then we grab the Fang Min. Fang Min? Am I crazy? Did she actually crawl out? I guess so. Oh, she's up. No idea where she went, to be honest with you. Have fun in the school. Not a great place to be of 2 traps like that. You get to unhook, that's fine. I'll get a hit here. At least I should. Good fake, I love it. Wait, are you really replaying this tile? That's such a mistake. Yeah, like I said, that's such a mistake. Yeah, I'm thinking Tenacity Unbreakable, maybe Flip-Flop, Power Struggle. Probably something to that degree. Let's also put a trap there. She probably knows that rune's there now, but c'est la vie. Hello. How we doing here? You doing good? I said they can't go into school at all. That pallet drop. Will you leave tile? You do. Yeah, they definitely made it a bit better. I'm happy about that. It probably doesn't, but for those who do use it, even like myself, it is going to be a little bit better. I mean, even the BP bonus wouldn't do much because it'd probably be in-game BP bonus, not post-game BP bonus. And that's the biggest thing, is that in order for BP bonuses to actually be relevant, they have to be post-game BP. If they're in-game BP, then it's really kind of pointless. Let's break down this loop a bit. I only have 1 trap left, by the way. Correct. Let's also get rid of this boon. House of Pain with the boon. Can I not? Okay, cool. Apparently I cannot snuff out the boon totem at Badham. Duly noted. Oh, that's unfortunate. Good for you. I guess killers now get to feel what survivors do when they can't cleanse a hex. Still horrible, and theoretically speaking, the benefit from the boon totems could potentially outweigh that of some hexes. I will mention. Okay, so they got rid of Ruin. Am I feeling too upset about that? Kinda not really, to be honest. And let's take a look around. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Good stuff. And guess what time it is? We don't get full basement trapper due to the fact that, well, I only have one trap in hand. But we get a little bit of basement trapper. His hex should come back. That'd be kind of interesting. Personally, I just believe that when a boon totem gets cleansed, it should just destroy the totem. Because that way, you can't just keep on restacking totem after totem after totem, which is right now what you can do. Now, let's see. Hello there, Feng Min. How are you? You doing well? Well, not for long. Don't go into school. That's a bad idea, Feng Min. Don't do it! I tried to warn her. I tried to warn her, to be fair. Alright, up we go. Let's check House of Pain real quick. See if anyone's here. It's so hard to hear House of Pain. I mean, Hex Totems are really, really powerful. I think that Boon Totems should be as fragile as Hexes, which right now they're not. There is no risk versus reward. There's just reward with Boon Totems is the problem. Quick and quiet. Let's pop this gen. That's why, personally, I just believe that they should... Hi. Yes, I'm very well aware that you have a flashlight. The thing is that I also can't leave her on the ground for too long for obvious reason, given that it's no mither of a 25% increase in heal time now, so up we go. Inspire survivors to cleanse more totems before, therefore less boons. Yeah, that's true. Now that is a fair point in that. The other Feng Min's nearby. I heard her footsteps. I just don't know where she went is the problem. But the good news is I have school gen pretty locked down. And then House of Pain is pretty hurt. Did they get, they got Shack. Shack is still a weaker loop than it normally is, thanks to the trap at window. But still. Hi there, I'm not a moth, I'm sorry to tell you. That just ain't a thing. Am I missing where Michaela went? Yes, I did. Interesting. She technically first pallet stunned me. Thought the shot was impossible. If the virus finishes a gen, they can place another boon to make a bit bounce of it. I even don't even like that. I think you should be able to replace your boon however many times you want. The only thing I will say is that there needs to be more risk in using it. And I think right now there just isn't any risk. Like, that's the biggest thing. There really is no risk to using a boon totem. Feng Min, I know you're here. Maybe not? Look at that, maybe not. Scratch marks? Ah, there you are. There you are, my dear. We'll hit you. You'll momentum away. We just pick up. Alright, basement time for you, Feng Min. Let's see if your friend goes to help you or not. Yeah, even if we don't get a lot of traps, or a lot of, you know, a lot of trap activations, we still got a ton of value by locking down loops. Like, they didn't play into the school at all, which is a pretty strong loop, because there are 2 traps at the front. And I was only able to do that because I had all traps in hand. House of 2-story has not been used much. House of Pain was used a bit. Shack got really weakened. And now we have a fun time here. So they go through here. We put trap here. Feng Min in that locker. Well, so I know you're both in the locker. If I had a trap, I would put a trap in front of your lockers. Uh-huh. 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 Guess what time it is? You're got to get trapped, my dear. Wait. Okay. She must have went around the trap. Went around the trap just to get caught in the other trap. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, that is how that works. I was like, okay, she's going to the pallet. This will be fine. She won't be able to get the trap. I must have put it in. Yeah, I missed to put it a little bit too far out. Just a wee bit. But that is a little bit of karma for stunning me, hitting me with my own trap, then blinding me, having me then blinded over the pallet, and then you get trapped. So GG's there. But overall, not bad usage. Like I said, Trapper Sack is just a really, really good add-on. But GG, well played to these survivors. Good stuff. All right. Well, with that being said, we are going to end the stream there. Let's go see if there's anyone live on Gamer Friendly. There is Freed Siren playing Superliminal. No idea what that game is. What's this game about? Superliminal. Interesting. All right. I'm trying to think if I want to raid Freed with that. Kind of want to stick to DBD because of the PTB. I see Fruster Dam we have not raided in a hot minute currently live. And I think, are they in the PTB or not? I don't think they are. No, they're not. I want to keep it within the PTB realm. Let's see, who else is live? Who else is live on the PTB? Let's see, is Rugard live on the PTB? Rugard is not looking live on the PTB, just doing his normal trickster shenanigans. Gongwa's Gongwa live on the PTB. Gongwa is, I don't think, live on the PTB. Why is no one on the PTB? Fresh what? Psycom, are you live on the PTB? You are potentially live on the PTB? You are not live on the PTB. Is no one really live on the PTB? If no one's live on the PTB, I guess I will raid Siren then. I was going to specifically raid someone on the PTB. Redhead Gamer, are you live on the PTB? You're also not live on the PTB. What is this? There's so much to do on the PTB. Okay, we're gonna raid Freed then. We're gonna raid Freed then. Alright. Well, with that being said, as always, if you did enjoy the show, please make sure to hit that follow button. If you want to raid though, check out our Extra Life campaign. We're trying to help your kids at Sanford Children's Hospital here in Fargo, North Dakota. On that note, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow at 7 p.m. CST. Bye-bye!